I think I you know what? I don't think I unmuted myself. Oh no! What I haven't.
What?
I didn't mute. I don't think I unmuted the stream, and then I realized it. Um, but I haven't. I don't think I recorded it. Okay, I think we have to start over again. Oh,
God damn it, Kuro.
yeah,
The,
don't. Yeah, you got. I'll edit this. This one will be recorded and edited.
okay.
All right.
For those who are listening to this recording, hello, welcome to the Midnight Social Podcast. I am your co-host, Mr. Overlord.
And I'm Kuro, who screws up everything.
We're-
I keep no. I should stop muting myself, but then I need to mute myself.
live bitches.
I gotta get good at this. 31 episodes in, and I'm just getting good, or worse. I don't know. Anyways, Twitter versus VTubers. Go
So, a recent victim is who is known as Pikame.
again. I don't know why I picked up a loop all of a sudden. It was going great. Oh, okay. Okay, I know why I picked up a loop. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Off to a rollicking good start.
This is a rocky start. This is what happens when we do every other week, guys.
I understand what happened. It was because I muted the stream and then I didn't hear myself. And then when it started to actually pick up, it actually picked up. So now we're ready. I'm gonna just edit this anyways. I haven't recorded, so I'll just edit this part so it makes us look good. Wow.
You know,
This is a
so
curse
do
stream.
the introduction now.
Uh no, you don't have to wait, no, you don't have to do the introduction. I think people know who we are. Oh, this is a curse stream.
Okay, this is yeah, we're not going to do the introduction.
Yeah, you know who we are. Our names are on the screen.
But yeah, Pikame has been harassed so hard for just wanting to play it. She hasn't played it. She hasn't streamed it. She just wanted to say, "Hey, I want to play the funny wizard game." That's all.
Yeah, but playing a funny wizard game comes at a price. You can't just play a funny wizard game. You have to tell everyone that you're playing it, and then get ready for the mob to attack you. So you have to uh, prepare yourself while you play it. Maybe arm yourself with some spells before you go and start, going out there because the
Yeah,
Death
because
Eaters or something like that are going to attack you.
like keep in mind, if you're wondering, none of us have any problems with the trans community. We're some of my oldest internet friends are trans.
I think I met some people over Amino that are trans.
Yeah, I met them over Amino as well.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who have their like OCs that are like trans characters.
Yeah. So for us, we're perfectly cool with trans folks.
But they're not cool, or their activists aren't
The
cool,
Twitter activists
are not cool.
beg to differ.
hmm How did we even get, no, not how did we get here to like how uh Twitter is attacking VTubers? How how did this like how did
Because I think J.K. Rowling said some shit about trans folks, or like maybe she just doesn't believe in non-binary. I don't know.
mhm. And then everyone who liked Harry Potter all
But
of a
then
sudden,
but hey, if you say some shit that disagrees with the mob, they turn against you. They turn against you.
yeah, I know. We all been in some sort of mob, and then we want to turn against them. They like, hey, you know what? You're not one of us after all. Let's turn on you. It's like, great. Why can't things be so simple? Why can't people just play their games? Like no other game is being attacked. I mean, because I guess their creators never said anything to upset a group of people, but I guess JK is the biggest name out there, which we know we finally taken off the eyes off of Elon Musk and Trump, and now we're just focusing on JK
Yeah,
until like I don't know.
I think like a few things were kind of canceled through. just due to harassment. Speaking of canceled due to harassment, um, PKMA was originally supposed to graduate anyway.
Okay,
For those who don't know what the fuck does that mean in idol culture? It means you're retiring.
so they didn't actually chase her off. She was actually gonna
Like
go.
she was planning on it. However, the harassment she faced kind of sped up the process.
Mm. And Silvervale her is her name,
Silvervale is still going, of course.
and she was also harassed too, wasn't she?
Yes, she actually got even worse. She was doxxed, which is easily one of the worst things that you can do.
Yeah.
Doxxed, harassed. Um, I'm pretty sure, like, I think Iron Mouse defended her. She also got harassed.
So if you try to stand in and help anyone, you're just gonna get shot too.
Yeah, like I said, Twitter loonies do not have anything else better to do with their lives. So they start saying this kind of shit, doing this kind of behavior. And keep in mind, this behavior is nothing new. I've learned this from the DeviantArt ranting community,
Mm.
in the commentary community.
Yeah,
Unhinged, and keep in mind, unhinged behavior like that is kind of rewarded there.
really. I mean, okay, I stay away from these places. Like I yes, I've been to DeviantArt, but I got out there. Commentary community, you introduced me to it. I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be here. I'm gone. Like I don't want. I just wanted to just look at what they're saying and then just pass by, say a little prayer for them because that's what they seem to need a lot of cheeses, and they will refuse, I guess, because it's not
What
cool.
these people need? These people need to be put in a fucking loony bin.
Well, that doesn't work, then that's next step up. That's the next step up from there. It's a gradual escalation of things. If one thing doesn't work, then you have to move on to the next thing. Hopefully, the one thing works, so you don't have to move up to the next thing. You know. But yeah, no, these people here and there and everywhere, just like they're crazy. Like this is why I just watch from over yonder the mountain and be like, I don't want to get involved. But
Meanwhile, I'm in the fucking trenches.
I don't want to be in the trenches, but I think uh, just by being around you, it's like a field. I'm going to be dragged into the trenches. Like,
I'm giving you a taste of hell.
well, I'm ready for it. It's not like I'm probably been prepared for it. Like the things I've gone through, I think I've like seen what it looks like, and I'm like, all right, well, season, I'm well prepared. When I jump in, it's going to be fun. I'm going to I have to be swinging back. So yeah, whatever you're going through, and just because you're on this podcast, I'm going to be dragged through it. And if it wasn't there, it was Amino and everyone who around me got dragged into that one. So
I
that
mean, to be fair, like, yeah, we all pretty much, surprisingly, all of our bitter memories on the internet was on that fucking app.
Yeah, I know, and I think it was like an example of what Twitter could have been because it was around like there's a time where all the Twitter people started to come over to, or no, they didn't come over,
No,
they were
it was
already
the
there.
Tumblr folks. It was
Oh
the
yes,
Tumblr folks.
yes, okay, sorry, yeah, the Tumblr. I forgot about that site. Forgot it existed because I don't use it anymore, and I was like, I don't care about this place. I forgot that place existed so badly.
Yeah, once the smut was gone, and once all the smut was gone, people had no real use for Tumblr.
So they needed to find a new place and then just go into another place.
Which that's how Twitter got that bad.
Yeah, it's not fun anywhere. Yeah, it is. The internet used to be a fun place, so a question mark that citation needed. Well, back in my day, I remember the internet being a fun place. Question, well, citation needed on that one. But yeah, no, like I'm just surprised that today we're having like these VTubers fighting against Twitter, and there's like V Twitter, and you told me about the V Twitter, and are they
V
all
tweeters,
V
yes,
tweeters, and they're fighting against other VTubers?
yes,
Oh my goodness! Like, why is there infight? You know what? A kingdom that kingdom that fights against each other fights against each other will not stand. Um, and if they keep doing that, then whew, well, there won't be any more of
I mean
those.
that's what happened to the anti SJW community.
Yeah. Well, looks like well, good luck for them because, like I said, I'm only watching from the hills, and I'm looking over. I'm just like, wow, there's a fire going there. Should I be worried? I mean, yes,
And then
I should.
so easily the most based VTuber, Pipkin Pippa, decide to play Hogwarts Legacy. Now, she is a thing made by the base department.
Yeah, I was watching a video today on her, but you go on.
Like she's on like she's based as hell.
Hmm. Like the video was her just trolling them because they're like she got a letter from Warner Brothers, right?
Yes, and I think she got. I think the letter was getting CD'd. Then
Yeah.
was like her getting C and D'd, and then tell and then Twitter and then KY and telling Twitter to Minecraft herself.
Hmm. Oh my goodness! Like I just like the whole week has been really crazy. Like just watching what's going on, just seeing how crazy it's been. I'm not even a VTuber myself, and I'm not even gonna play the wizard game. I mean, it sounds like a bad word now that you gotta say you can't say the name.
They have a whole website dedicated to Twitch streamers who play it. So just to harass them.
Should you know what? Should I just like change the category of the Twitch thing? Just say I played it, and then we can get people to watch us,
Yes,
and then
yes,
and it's
fuck
like
yes,
just troll them. It's like, yeah, we totally played it. It's like, oh, well, you played it?
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
fuck yes.
I.
Please, please fucking do.
Oh my goodness! Like, hey, man, we open up when we open up Pandora's box. There's no closing it. All right, screw it. We're open up Pandora's box has now been
Yes,
opened. No! I can hear thousands of screams coming from anywhere, from nowhere. Thousands
I
of
can feel
screams.
the fucking salt.
We have now opened Pandora's box. I feel sorry for Dogboy as he's going to if when he comes in here he's like, oh no, like yes, we have opened the box, and now we're on the hit list for we're just talking. Yeah, again, we're just talking about it. Oh no. So, now we have opened Pandora's box. Are you ready to fight everything that's coming through? I mean,
Yes,
wait, is that?
like I'm ready to go full fucking troll mode.
I am seeing a boss life bar appear right in. I'm seeing a boss life bar appear. What's going on? Oh no! I gotta get ready. I see. Oh no! I'm being surrounded. Yeah, I know. Like, anyways, yeah. So it's the Pandora's box has now been opened, but
Fuck.
we'll be closed at some point. At some point. But I don't think we need to worry about that stuff. Anyways, just prepare yourself to fight hordes and hordes of people who will bother your Twitter feed. Which I mean, I don't really usually look at my Twitter feed anyway, so I might have to worry about you know. So
Most of my Twitter timeline is hentai
mine's just
and
you know
politics.
wait the whole Twitter feed. You don't even have like. I was trying to follow some clean artist, and then all of a sudden, hey, did you know I do hentai? I'm like, I'm like, I'm just trying to have a clean. I just want to look at Twitter, but then everyone I follow is also like, I do hentai too. It's like, do you? So now like I can't even scroll Twitter in public, and it's only people that I know, and they do hentai. I'm like, this is not a good place. I mean, it is a good place. It's just not a place that you want to scroll in public. I mean, I've handled my Twitter handle is like in public. I've shown it to many places, but I don't really use it. So I have nothing to fear or
I
anything like that.
I use it a bit, mostly just for artwork and promotion and shit.
Well, yeah, that's right. I should probably use it for more like artwork and stuff like that. I just don't. I
Yeah.
don't
I mean,
really.
I also do have Pixiv.
Yeah. And don't you have an art station too?
Yeah, but that's meant for like professional shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I don't even have anything that I use
Like
really.
like if people want to hire you, kind of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have anything out there. I don't remember any accounts. I kind of just forgotten about most of them. Like I open them up and then I get tired of them and just don't use it. So, and that's the issue with it. So, but yeah, there's nothing to really fear except for like, hey, you looks like you tried to play that wizard game. Did I? I don't play wizard games because at a young age, my mom was like, "Hey, don't get into that spooky book and stuff like that." I'm like, "Okay," and I never got into it. So I totally dodged the
Yeah, my
bullet.
mom had me. I just watched the movies. I'm not a big fan of fucking books.
Yeah, I feel you. Um, I myself, I watched a commentary from from Djibouti Dubs, commentating over the movie, and that's the only thing. That's how close I got to it. Other than that, I didn't really.
The only thing that I know about I watched Fleekasoid's review of the game,
Oh
and
yeah,
he said it was like subpar.
yeah. I mean, I watched. Yeah, I watched Djibouti play it, and then I was like, "That's cool." I mean, I'm not gonna get it. My mom was like, are you play? Why is that Hogwarts? No, why is that Harry Potter thing on your computer?" I'm like, I'm just watching it. I'm not really. I'm just here just to see what's going
Um,
on with it.
and I may eventually buy
And also, it's like, well, I'm not gonna. I'm trying to buy Elden Ring
buy
out
this
here.
game called Atomic Heart.
Oh yeah, okay. I see. I remember seeing like early trailers of that. I do have it on my Steam wish list, but
Me too. But
uh
first I need to pay off. I have priorities at the moment,
true. I looked at my thing and I'm
and
like,
by priorities I mean I still need to pay off my credit card.
oh okay. Well, what did you buy?
No, I still have like some leftover shit I need to pay off.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool.
So I'm gonna pay the $200 off, and it leaves me like I think like $98 left. I think I just and then pay $50 off.
Yeah, I barely use my credit card. Like only if I'm like just need to keep my
Yeah, that's what I mostly use my credit card for is food. But
yeah, if I was like if I wanted I just use my credit card and I pay it off right after. Like if I wanted to just kind of buy something small from the internet, just use it so I can build up a kind of credit score, and then I pay it off immediately. But I don't really use my card because my bank card also does the same thing too. And I'm not buying games because it's like $79 for like a game, and I'm like, you know what?
yeah,
I want to buy a
speaking of
chair.
which, speaking of $70, I'm not buying the base Breath of the Wild game, the new Zelda game at $70. If I'm going to
Uh,
buy it, if you're going to fuck me, make it worth it,
yeah, take me out for some dinner first.
or
Let's
give me
go
a
watch a movie.
collector's. Just give me something nice.
Give me a nice ring or something like that. You just can't. like Beyonce said, if you want to put a ring on it, well, actually, yeah, yeah, you better put a ring on it. You know, give me a little like season me up before we go out there. You know, yeah,
But yeah.
I don't have a Switch, so I'm not gonna
What
buy it.
was the other thing that you had on your list?
Oh yes, Dilbert, the writer gets canceled for Scott Adams for saying white people should get away from black people. You hear about that?
No,
All right.
fill me in.
Okay, so Dilbert the comic. That's I think what happens is they took this comic straight off of uh every news, every funny pages. Like you know who Dilbert is, right?
No,
Oh, you don't know who
I'm
Dilbert
not.
is?
I'm not a fucking boomer.
Oh, okay, well, well, I mean, okay, yeah, you're right. Let me go see if it grab me a Dilbert picture and I'll give it to you. But uh, everyone should know what Dilbert. Well, okay, not everyone should know Dilbert. When was the last time you read the funnies or looked at the a like comic strip comic? Nope. They're just
I
a
think
cart.
when I was doing my fucking preparing for a senior presentation,
There,
I used it as an image.
there's also like a
For
cartoon.
those who are in the audience, I'm 20. I'm only 20.
Yeah, and I'm 33. Yeah, I posted it into the Discord so you can have a nice look at who Scott Adams is. And maybe I'll just open up here too. So that's Scott Adams. That's
Oh,
the guy. Yeah, he's the guy who uh made the Dilbert cartoon.
okay.
I was gonna call it the anime. I was like, I got anime on my mind. So he made the Dilbert cartoon, and what happens is that he said in a thing that he says like well, white people should get away from black people because like there's a lot of things that I mean like obviously there's a lot of things that are
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like there's plenty of black people who are voiced by white or are voiced by white dudes.
no I
For example, Garter Belt from Panty and Stocking. He's black, but he's voiced by a white guy.
Oh no, it's not about voice acting and stuff like that. But yeah, that I think that does will play a factor in it. It's more that like a social thing where like in neighborhoods where black people don't clean up and stuff like that, and he was just saying it's like where he lives, there's like not there's a lot of trash on the ground and stuff like that. Or not where he lives, but where he's seen black neighborhoods where there's a lot of trash on the ground and stuff like that. Even Don Lemon says in a in one of his things on CNN where he says, "Yeah, black people do this kind of stuff," and videos of like black people beating up white people. He was saying that white people need
Yeah,
to get away.
that's what the yeah, which I don't understand. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was saying that white people. It's because of the current thing that's happening now these days. With the whole.
Yeah,
It's like yeah, the whole thing that's going on with like the
yeah,
whole
like
racial thing.
hatred for straight white men.
Yeah, it's and I do agree that like a lot of people. I heard, well, maybe only one like leftist I heard was like, he's trying to destroy my mixed race um life, but a lot of other black people who are having a not mixed race but interracial thing on YouTube. Yeah, they say no, he's right because what happens is that we a lot of times we do not respect our own areas and stuff like that. And
Yes.
I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, so like I know people who live in a more black neighborhood, and there are like rise of like uh cops visits and stuff like that. It's not really a good place to be, and like we all want to be in a place with full black people, but we don't want to have the stigmas and the situations that come with black people
Yeah,
too.
it's like I yeah, I think I'm reminded of and it now reminds me of the Chris Rock CD. It's black people, and then there's the gamers.
Wait, I never heard
I'm
this
using
before.
gamer to substitute, the
Oh,
other word.
oh, they go gamer word. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And gamers have got to go. There's a civil war that's going on.
There's a whole civil war going on in America, and when America sneezes, Canada catches the cold, obviously. So whatever happens over down there, we're gonna be getting whatever
I
happens.
mean, it's more. It's like a. It's in a. It's like a small civil war.
It's a racial civil war uh, on
Yeah.
segregation. It seems like all the things I've been seeing is like black people want segregation again. It's like we fought for segregation. I mean, we fought against segregation, and now we're trying to segregate ourselves again. It's like, what is going on? Why are we going backwards? Like people say, oh, we're going backwards because like because of the laws that are being passed, and like, oh no, like versus Wade and stuff like that. All those laws are being lifted, so we're
Which,
going
by the way,
backwards.
to dispel the whole thing, Roe v. Wade,
Mm-hmm.
um, Roe v. Wade is either it's basically like the state can control abortion laws, so abortion laws can either be super lax or it can be none at all.
Mm, okay. I don't know if we even
I just
have an
wanted to spell
equivalent.
that real fast.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if we even have an equivalent up here because I don't know all the Canadian laws out here. And it was like, I got away from school still, so but yeah, all those things like we seem to be going around in a circle where it's like we fought for all these things, and it just reminds me more of the Boondocks episode where Martin Luther King was like, I'm not gonna be hanging with you with I'm not gonna be hanging with you black guys. I'm going to
Wait,
Canada.
wait, I'm not gonna hang out with gamers.
I'm going to Canada. And it's like, and every time I'm like, yeah, you know what? That the Boondocks called it like a long time ago. Just like, yeah, what is going on with black folks and white folks and stuff like that? It's like,
Yeah, it's like I said, it's fucking black people versus gamers.
yeah, it's like, well, and then the media also perpetuates it too because they're like, hey, you know
Yeah,
what? It's like,
yeah, and then the riots happen.
and riots and the Black Lives Matters and yeah, I heard
It's
that if
not really that. It's more like burn, loot, murder.
ooh, where's that happening? Which state?
That's new acronym from burn, loot, murder.
Oh, yo, oh wow, yo,
What?
I didn't even know that. I was like, I just took it of like, oh, burn, loot, murder, like, oh, that's what it means. BLM. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, there's a lot.
I got that from I got them from Raging Golden Eagle.
Yeah, I've been watching. Thanks to you, I've been watching more of it's a Gundam. So I haven't subscribed, but I've been popping on my timeline, and I was like, hey, you know what? This guy just has told me about this guy. I better just tune in. So just everything that has been going on with like everything that's going on. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's crazy. Like
yeah. It's like and like folks like the Breakfast Club, DL Hewley. That's another fucking.
yeah, I don't even like I've only
I can't stand those fuckers.
Yeah, I've only like what listened to them once, and I forget what they're even talking about. I think it was just during the pandemic and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They're talking about it.
I think my mom kind of understood it. It's like, yeah, I think I'm not gonna put any more DL Hewley because fuck her.
Yeah, I mean,
I there's gonna be a low chance he's gonna like fucking watch
oh
this.
yeah, it's like yeah, well, if we, since we were, had the Hogwarts Legacy tag going on, you never know. Some crazy Twitter person might just be like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm going to tell DL, whoever the guy's name is, to about these guys, and then and then we had to go and we had to go on his podcast as he like probably berates us for like, hey, what you say about me? I'm like, I don't even know who you are. I'm,
I
I'm
just tell him like, dude, you fucking utter some pedestrian opinions, okay?
I'm gonna fight you on Twitter. I'm like, I'm just gonna log off. You can't bully me.
I'm just gonna block you. You're not worth my time. You're not worth this battle.
Like, I don't even know who you are, and why do I care? Like maybe it's who?
Like you're not worth this. And if he tries to get to me, I basically will just tell him this: like you're not worth this battle.
You are
You're
not.
not worth this fight. I'm not being a coward. I'm just picking my battle.
You are nothing to me. Like I don't even know who you are. I heard about you in passing, but I guess by getting in this industry, you get what you're pretty much just um tackling the whole world. I mean, once our voices hit that airwave, it's like the whole world is now our enemies. Every star in the sky is not, is an enemy. I forget which one is it. I forget where that came from. It's either Gurren Lagann or 101. One of 101. But every star in the sky is our enemy. Uh, but you gotta watch out for the 52 fake out, man. It's like someone, people who say that will be with you, and then say, you know what, I'm out. Yeah, that's something you gotta be careful
Okay,
of.
I posted all of the fucking shit I need to do.
Yeah, I was gonna. Usually, I just play a game as I'm doing this, but I haven't found a way to transition to the game yet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So I don't know how we got really into. Oh yeah, we got into this because like yeah, mostly black neighborhoods causing problems. So yeah, no,
but back to the whole entertainment thing.
but yeah, like I was saying, I lived in mostly white neighborhoods to be honest. Um, I don't
Oh
think
my god, stop.
I don't think I've ever.
I saw this meme. I'm showing. I'm gonna give you the meme.
Oh okay.
I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, that one. Yeah, no, actually no. Okay, sorry. I've seen the Blade Runner thing. I just don't under. I never really understood the bottom one, the bottom image.
Oh, that's K,
Yeah,
the main character from Blade Runner.
yeah. Well, what's going on? I mean, I guess I had to watch it, but I'm not, I don't think I'm really watching.
He's contemplating either to help Rick Deckard out or or something else.
Oh, okay. Well, because I seen this so much. I seen the meme used so much.
And also for full context of the scene, his girlfriend, I'm using that in air quotes, died.
Mm-mm.
Her name was Joy, and to show off the scene, and like there's in this scene, there's a Joy advertisement, and she says this: "You look like a good Joe," and then like, yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I seen this meme thrown around. I just never.
yeah, it's in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eventually. I think I'll eventually get to it. Just whenever that is. I'm not gonna say I am going to watch it, but whenever that is, I'll get to that.
Uh, do please do. It's actually a pretty good okay film.
I think no, I think it is. It's just I don't know when I'll be able to like get to put on my schedule. Is it
Well,
like
what do you have?
Cyberpunk?
Like,
Oh.
I know you have like church shit.
I got like video editing and podcast listening and stuff like that. Like I just had to find it on some site that will offer it to me in a way. But
I like
I'll put
Pluto
on
TV.
I'll
I
put it.
think Pluto TV has it.
Okay,
I
I'm pretty
I
sure I
think.
can find it. I just never put in the time because I'm like I'm not actually like I haven't been to a movie theater in a long time and
I also think HBO Max has it.
oh also I don't have those things too. I think I have Netflix. Or I don't think it'll be on there, but um yeah, I just haven't put in the time to actually like watch any of these things because I'm always like watching YouTube and I'm like, well, I kind of got into like a YouTube rut where I'm like, there's not there. I'm starting to watch shorts because I ran out of things to watch. I'm like, oh no, now I need new things to watch. Like if either I need to get into a new anime on when it's dinner time. And because one of my favorite YouTubers hasn't been uploading in a while, I'm like, uh oh, now I need something to fill that gap. that kind of thing.
Yeah,
First world problems, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. So I and then I just finished off watching a Human Bug Daigoku, which is a pretty good anime. It's 13 episodes or something, or 12 episodes. I think 13. And now I have
yeah.
to kind of like replace one of my days before JoJo finishes and Fisting Fist of North Star isn't really coming to an end. So I need to find a new anime to kind of put into the middle of those.
Speaking for me, I have I'm beginning to watch season 2 of Tokyo Revengers,
Oh yeah, I heard there's season two.
which pisses me off because it's no longer on HBO Max. It's on goddamn Hulu.
I know nothing about those, but I guess
Hulu is one of those ones that have been there since around Netflix.
no, Hulu. I didn't it have Animaniacs on it. Was it like you can only get that there? Was
Probably not. Probably, I don't know.
yeah.
It's just no. I just know. I also know it's how I was able to watch One Piece.
Oh yeah, I'm not. How far are you into One Piece?
It's like
Are you at like
and I know I'm past one because I watched like a few people who analyze it.
okay? Is are you even near Samurai Island or something like that?
What? No, dude. Samurai. The dude. Wano is Samurai Island.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry. Hey, listen, I don't pay attention to One Piece. All I know is like I see my Crunchyroll upload another episode, like another clip of One Piece. I look at it, I'm like, oh, the show's still going, and yeah, and then I go, I see some forums. They're like, yeah, well, what's the hottest One Piece girl? Like, I was just on like 4chan, and I'm like, oh, cool, and I just move on, and it's like the show's still going, or people complaining about One Piece, or and everyone like, oh, Carrot's the best. I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't get into the show. I was a watcher, and then after that, yeah, I can't get back in it. And if I do, I'm gonna just jump. I'm gonna clearly jump to the latest episodes.
My mom's binging One Piece right now
Mm,
because like she's one of those kinds of people
mhm.
who wants to binge something
And there's plenty of episodes.
like for like seasons on end.
Yeah, and I guess there's like so many episodes to go through. Yeah, I myself just can't. I'll jump in. Like if I need to, like maybe play like One Piece Odyssey or something like that. Which I briefly looked at. I don't even know what kind of gameplay it is. If I want to see like One Piece Odyssey,
I think it's like an action RPG, which probably just like another fucking thing to disguise itself as a fucking piece of shit fighting game.
I mean like Arena Fighter kind of thing. Yeah,
Probably.
I've seen some like bad Arena Fighter games. Naruto takes the
The
cake on.
most recent example is fucking Jump Force. Fuck that game.
Oh yeah, that was garbage. I wasn't gonna say bad because I only played demo, but there is
Dude, I fucking knew like the graphics. It's like, okay, this game's gonna be shit.
yeah, and all the movement speeds are basically the same, but I think the Arena Fighter, I don't think
Like
it's that.
everyone felt the same. Like I played its previous incarnations, J Star Victory Versus.
I'm trying to remember if what's that anime again with the guy who has the book and he screams real loud. I'm like, I was about to call it Bible Black, but it's not that. It's Black Clover.
What the
Black
fuck?
Clover. Sorry, Black Clover. Because they have books, and his book was black, and something about
What
the
the
devil.
fuck, man?
I couldn't remember the name. It was like Black something, but something with black. Don't Google Bible Black if you. It's not what you're gonna. It's not what you think you're gonna get. It's not wholesome. It's not. It doesn't fall into this Christian server. Then those.
It does not. It does not. It literally does not. Please save yourselves.
What a title.
I'm here.
Oh.
No need to fear.
Oh, nice. Okay, welcome.
Hey, dog boy.
Sorry, we had a festival today.
That's good. That's good. Well,
We talked about
we're gonna make you
the
less
funny
festive.
wizard game.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which I've been playing my stuff as playing
You,
as well.
you horrible person! How could you be playing the wizard game? You know.
Dude,
Y'all
we
didn't
literally
didn't
said our
know?
shit. I think we literally no, we had like wait, let me refresh the page real
Did you
fast.
talk about picking me in Silverville?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
because I had actually made a fucking list for tonight, and I got distracted and forgot.
Oh, we all have lists. But yes,
Yeah.
I opened up Pandora's box by changing our stream thing to
Mhm.
Hogwarts Legacy, and I
Oh
keep
god.
and then I changed it back because he stopped talking about it. But if you want to talk about it, I'm going to open up Pandora's box again. But remember, there will be a
Please,
boss like
please
bar that
do.
is
And
I
released.
and
um
actually, if we can, we should have footage. If you can, put up a call on Discord.
oh my
If you
god.
playing the game, and we'll just
Which
talk
honestly,
over
at
that
this
shit.
point, I think almost everybody on the globe, about like at least 75% of the human population is probably playing it right now as we speak.
Those people are horrible. How could you play
I
a
know
wizard game?
75% of the human population is playing the most bigoted game. Oh, dead ass though. I'm gonna be real with y'all. That is Hogwarts is like the most progressive game I have actually played in a long time. That's actually good, mind you.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean it has a trans character, it has lesbians. Hey Eddie.
this is last balls.
But I was about to go into Attack on Titan.
I love South Park, by the way.
Oh yeah, that too. You got your strong female characters. You got your uh really for
You
the most
like
part they don't even refer to you by any gender, really. They just be like, yo, you.
Tarnished,
I could tell that you are a really brilliant student.
Ashen
Go
One.
do this dangerous mission and get yourself a grade. It's like, all right.
Yeah, as any game you had to put your name in, they're not gonna unless they have like a bunch of preset names. Yeah, they're just gonna call you by a title like Ashen One or the Tarnished. Those games,
Yeah.
X
Yeah,
Champ.
so it's yeah,
That
I miss that. I miss like when there was like a couple games I remember that did that. That actually did call you by your name.
those games also like had many voice clips. Like, hey, this is the voice clip for this person calling you this name, and
and I talked about like how also Pipkin Pippa was also about to was playing the game as well. And we
Yeah,
talked about how basically um
I mean to be fair, Pippa is kind of a whole genre in of herself. Like that bitch ain't gonna give a shit. She'll probably just bathe in the hate. At this point, I'm convinced that like this is a conspiracy theory of mine, but I'm convinced that she's just trying to get canceled.
but
getting canceled is cool.
she's a entity that's created by the base department.
For real. Her and I've been lately watching Shy Lily as well, and she's kind of based too. Like just tell it like it is. I respect that.
And I think Pipkin Pippa is more based.
Oh, definitely. Like I watched a whole segment of her just talking about conspiracy theories with other VTubers around the world.
Like, hello, is this the base department?
Man,
Wow,
I think like all of Phase Connect's VTubers just don't take any shit.
they
And that's what I
don't.
love about them.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
I mean, I would say because like, are they just kind of protected because they're not really showing themselves on the thing, so they have nothing really to worry about. It's like these people are angry at a cartoon character that only that's this static thing is
I mean,
smiling.
like, keep in mind, like, there's still a real person behind that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like, okay, because I am coming from here from a person who doesn't really indulge in the VTuber community and stuff like that. So I know barely anything about them except for when I watched. But
yeah,
but when they're like going through it all I know probably like like when they're going through when they're crying and they were like really sad, they had a static smile on their face. It's like it didn't really. I know you
yeah.
can't.
You have to hit the button for that one.
Yeah, I know it's like you can't really, change the thing, but they're like you can hear them, they're sad, but at the same time their faces were still smiling as they were crying, and I'm like, they're really trying. I know if they were trying to really portray something, I mean, you could probably
Yeah,
Well, I
change it
mean,
like
up.
this.
if it depends, like if it's intentional or not. Like when Silvervale stream, she was actually crying, but she didn't want to, and so she didn't.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's just the
yeah, she
idea of, I know, I like when it comes to a real person, you know that you can see their emotion. Well, a
right.
VTuber, they're always happy, and they're supposed to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's if you're fucking, I think if your cash is like it, um, they do have other models that they can portray feelings with.
Yeah, and I guess so if it comes at you all of a sudden, it's like,
Like
okay,
they can frown, they can cry, and all that fun stuff.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
But that takes like a good fucking while.
yeah, to like
yeah,
to
man.
change those things. And I do understand that these are people on the other side of it getting bullied and harassed by crazies on the internet and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, like people try to fucking dox them. Like like I said, these people usually do not have much going on in their lives.
Yeah. When I'm just I was saying earlier to Sketch, like the whole Twitter versus VTubers, and it's like this is a crazy war that's going out there, and like people are being dragged into it, and it's insane.
Mhm.
I mean, I have
Right.
no stake in Twitter, I have no stake in VTubers, but I'm just watching from the outside and be like, huh, so these are the fires that burn, and people will that
Meanwhile, like I said this like plenty a few times. I said this like this kind of behavior this kind of behavior will not stop. It'll never stop. I've known this ever since with the DeviantArt ranting community.
Mhm.
I've known this with the commentary community. It'll
Yeah,
never stop. This
and what's
kind of
even sad
behavior.
and what's sad about that this behavior that we're seeing towards people just want to have fun playing a simple little game. It is bringing out like like what we've been talking about consistently. If you guys been here, hearing us before in previous weeks, you probably heard us to death. But there's an immense pushback against the community, whether it is solely the the this you know unnamed community and the allies. Whether or not it's one or the other, it's again, like what we've been talking about, the pendulum swinging, and there are more people getting fed up with this. Because picking me, all she did is like, of course, you guys mentioned
Like
this, I'm
she
sure.
just mentioned that she wanted to play the game.
Yeah, all that's all she did. Just want to mentions it. She got bullied off for a month, and I've seen like people, these idiots saying these weirdos saying shit like, oh well, she's been probably gonna leave anyways before the whole catastrophe happened. And whether or not she was
Like
planning to leave anyways, you just made it that much more worse on the
yeah,
fans.
you just fucking sped up the process.
Right. You know,
I said this previously as well.
I imagine. Sorry if I'm repeating
yeah, it's
all the
alright.
things. All the things she says, all the things she said, running the okay, sorry, not trying to
Okay.
get you out the monetize or copyrighted.
Yeah, a
I'll
lot of
fix
our
it.
yeah.
I'll fix it in
Sorry if I'm
post.
going like 100 miles an hour. I was racing back home.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's
And I
It's
was
fine.
like,
just
oh
walking
fuck, I
around
got a
all
podcast I have to
day.
do with with two randos on the
Oh,
The
fucking
two
internet.
randos on the internet.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The most
yeah.
important thing you must do in your life is show up on this podcast.
Oh,
It's mandatory if you
oh
want to get
man,
paid.
yeah. I was so afraid to not get paid for doing this.
Yeah, in
I was going to
exposure
lose all
bucks.
my money.
We don't even make any kind of fucking money off this.
Don't even
Exposure
make zebra
bucks.
cakes.
Yeah,
I
no.
want zebra cakes,
Oh, well,
but
I'll mail those.
yeah,
I'll mail it to you one day.
yeah.
I can
I
give you the
mean,
Amino coins. Do you like Amino coins? Sorry.
honestly, I have not been on Amino in like a hot minute, so that's more useless than it was before.
I know.
Yeah, I quit Amino.
I still got Amino coins.
I might as well just go ahead, just
People are giving me
get rid of
Amino
my
coins
account.
still. That's why I can pay you with that. But other than that, no. But yeah, if you put up maybe if you put up another Kickstarter and then maybe it's successful, you can have my $15.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no. The day that any of my Kickstarters ever get, succeeded, it's gonna be like a cold day in hell.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I would say
This
when a
might
pig
boost you.
flies, but honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if there actually was flying pigs at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but back to the thing.
but
That
yeah,
when
I'm
that
to this
happens,
topic.
I will get laid.
Same.
I
Yeah.
I will get a girlfriend and have sex with her.
You heard it here, folks.
You hear, ladies? Prove his ass wrong. Prove this
He doesn't have a
motherfucker
ring
wrong.
on. Call him up. His phone line is always ringing. You might
Yep.
be the
And
next
this man
caller.
is just as this man is like a solid 10, lady. So if you miss this chance, you're SOL.
Ah,
Hook a brother up.
But yeah,
I
back to the picking me situation or the Hogwarts fuckery.
Yeah.
yeah, the Hogwarts, yeah, the Hogwarts Legacy saga.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not.
But I mean, that's like good news unless you already said it too. Hogwarts has already outsold the Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad, but it be that way.
Yeah.
It has to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be one thing if the game was actually kind of bad, but the fact that this game is actually kind of like obviously the majority of the people that bought the game were either fans or just want to spite the people, the psychos,
Yeah,
the
Yeah, the
freaks,
loonies.
yeah, the Looney Toonies,
and
not
then
the Canadian money.
think about like 10 years before, everyone was like, "Oh, we love Harry Potter," but now we fast forward to today. It's like
Yeah,
burn it
just
the
because like I
books.
think J.K. Rowling said some shit about it, like saying like
Yeah.
there was only like two genders or like
No, what she said, and I wish I could find the thing,
Yeah.
where she said is that she just worries about the validation of women,
Hmm.
you know, and where it's like all the hard work that the actual fucking feminists put in to get to where women are today. She's afraid this like when the genders are getting blurred and not really existing anymore, does it
so
even
basically
really
it was just
means
like an
anything?
offhanded comment about non-binary.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, shoot,
Well,
I just saw like an ad the other day for what was it, Hershey's celebrating Women's Month or Women's Day, and it had trans woman advertising it. And I was
The
just sitting
fuck?
there
oh,
like, yeah, I was thinking
oh,
like, that is
What the
ironic as hell. And it already immediately, the second it aired, it got pushed back so fucking
oh.
hard.
Yeah. Like I said, we opened Pandora. What do we know? Open Pandora's box. The media and
Pandora's box,
everyone
yeah.
around opened the Pandora's box, and also we move far away from God too. So that causes a rift in people's knowledge, and then they're left to the reprobate minds, quoting the Bible.
I mean, to be fair, that's how fucking non-binary became a thing.
Yeah. So we have moved as a Christian man. Like I said, we have moved far. I can say that these are the things that the Bible has said and predicted. Like yes, the way that people go, they move far from God, and then He leaves them to reprobate minds, and then they start doing all these things that are insane. So
Right.
this is a idea of what is going on, but people don't want to hear that. They they push God out so they can have
Mhm.
their own thing, so they can transform the world into what they think. Since the world cannot be changed, they want to transform everything society around so that it becomes the way that they think. And then that's why
Right.
we keep on getting these weird problems happening every single month. At least there's like something worse happening the next month.
Right.
Like,
And I saw like a podcast that was talking about like the rise and depression among just people in general,
hmm
right? and and it's like I think we've I've definitely been shouting this almost since day one we all met.
Mhm.
It's just like the it's like we're like when to better put it how what the guy says like when everything is true, where's the lie anymore?
Yes.
Where's reality? And that we've kind of like especially like out of spite, like I'm not a quote unquote a quit. I mean, I am a Christian, but I'm just saying, like for example, like
I
people
I
would say that.
for me, I don't I'm not really religious, but however, I do believe in spirits, believe in
Yeah,
higher powers.
Mhm.
agnostic, yeah, yeah. But I mean, I'm talking about like the people that I've come across in my life that is usually like for the majority of times because somebody on the religious side, like and like a devout evangelist, just abuse them to the point where they kind of like don't want anything to do with God. You know, of course, there's many that have their own reasons. And that's fine. You know, I grew up very open minded, but I do agree that when we just like make everything kind of like true and false at the same time, where which is kind of like basically like nihilism. The both sides of the spectrum, the good and the bad side of it. Even when you try to make a purpose out of nothing, it still can lead to immense emptiness. All this freedom that we have, and it's just it's bringing a lot, like as Kuro put, a lot of madness and chaos, confusion and whatnot, and we became such a society, we live in a society where
Oh my God,
That's
stop!
obligatory. You have to do
sorry.
that.
But yeah, and I'll hurry up and get to the point where I'm trying to say. It's like what we've just been seeing for the past couple years now. It's like like the people that are small but are very loud and vocal. They are the very products of the hopelessness and the misery that comes in.
Yeah, misery
You
likes
know,
company.
yeah, really, the loss of purpose. And it's and so it's just kind of like seeing people get offended over every little thing now. Yeah, that just screams to me now. Like
Yeah,
you really just
I just start saying I just start saying retard and more because I
I'm
stopped caring.
okay. He said that.
Oh
We get cut
no!
him.
Look at this guy. He's back in the '90s. Send him back. I'm mad. I'm gonna send an angry tweet at him. Hold on, let me go send an angry tweet at his face.
And keep in mind, this is the autistic kid speaking.
Exactly. So
Yeah, so you try to cancel them, that means you're a bigot too. You're
yeah,
an ableist.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm literally the mentally disabled one out of the crew,
And
and
then,
I'm saying retarded. So
but they were like, "No, you're not." Then they're gonna say you're not. They're like,
Honestly,
you're
that's not going to stop them because they'll turn on their own in a heartbeat.
yeah, they will eat. They'll eat each other. Eat each other
yeah,
alive. They'll never
I
forget
mean,
these days.
shoot, I actually kind of noticed there's more of a rise in black conservatives than in the past, 10, 15 years?
Damn right.
yeah,
Because,
and
yeah.
hell, even with me, like I said, I joined the anti SJW community when I was like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I became a conservative Christian like right after I guess the 2016 elections and stuff like that. I'm like, why are they hating on Trump? Like, it's because
Yeah,
everyone was saying
funny enough,
hate
the
this
final
guy.
red pill I actually received from uh my final red pilling was actually through Ethan Klein before he became the twit that the shell of his former self.
Inclined.
My red pill was back in college, funny enough. That's very ironic. That's where you go to get blue pilled. But my red pill was, I was like, I noticed that a certain trend, that was kicking up and certain ideologies. And it was kind of like, is this This is kind of weird. I don't like this because I used to be left, used to vote Democratic, and now I'm just like I just want somebody that actually cares, that gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean
Funny,
when I
the older guy at the grocery store I work with, he was the guy who also gave me the job, by the way, who
Mm.
actually got me the job. Uh, he said like he used to be Democratic, but he turned Republican.
it's the official theory. I'll pull it up. I'll get put up soon. But yeah, I
Okay.
remember even back when I was making my comic, I was like, man, there's not a lot of black people in anime, and then I was like, there should be more black people in anime. And like this is like early 2010s. I'm like, they should have more. I'm gonna make black people in anime and stuff like that. But then I realized, wait, why do we need to shove black politics into everything? And I'm like, that makes no sense. It's like, why can't things be the way they are? And I was like, then I kind of realized, okay, Japan doesn't need to have the whole black. This must have a black character. So, whereas I don't know when I'm gonna get back to my comic, but I know it's like I look back at the things I have made, and I was trying to do a bait and switch with my main character. I was like, oh, I didn't want the Japanese guy to be there, and because he felt like a white guy, and then every time the people say they like the Japanese guy, I was like, oh, you're supposed to like the black guy, and I'm like, wait, what am I even doing? As I got to this age, I'm like, what was I even thinking? I just wanted to get black people to be seen in anime when it wasn't really about us. It was about the Japanese, and I should have just appreciated what it was there. But I
Mm.
myself wanted to get more black people noticed in something that wasn't really about them.
Right.
I'm looking for history.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's. What are you gonna say, Overlord?
I was gonna say I was saying yeah, I agree.
Um,
Mhm.
I'm just going, but one thing I do have to say is but why? What happens if we just not have Hogwarts Legacy or Twitter? Why don't we just get rid of all? You know, why do we even need both of them?
Well,
I
Twitter
mean,
is kind of like the modern day Times Square,
Yeah, but
Town Square.
just get rid of both of them so that we don't have to worry about any of these. Get rid of
I
VTubers
mean, it is like they'll
and
just migrate to somewhere else.
yeah, or make their own little pocket space,
load them
and
both up. So
yeah,
we have
so
none of
we're
this.
kind of fucked.
Here's the fish hook theory, anyways.
Far
Uh,
left, center, far right.
Yeah, you come back close to you start far left. I mean, like a lot of kids do, and you just come back. Just boom. Twitter is a Twitter is just a social Reddit, and Hogwarts is just a game like any other game. That's right, Oversharp. So
Yeah, like I said, Hogwarts Legacy is just another game.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's just another game. It's not hurting anybody, and it's like no one, like even if anyone even disagrees on the whole concept of being a trans, it doesn't mean anyone, other than actual racists and actual bigots, actual hateful people out there. But for the most part, for the average person, we just don't give a shit.
no,
Tell you the truth, it's just like no one's wishing for anyone to die. No one wants a genocide. Nobody wants to kick people out of the country or cut them off from any type of help or whatnot. And it's just and you know it is. Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it's just really it's just a game. We just want to have fun. We just want to have a good time.
it's a game,
You
bro.
know.
Yeah, people want to enjoy the funny wizard game.
Yeah. And believe it or not, all you, fucking Twitter freaks out there, we're just as miserable as you are. We just drink ourselves to death. That's all. Or
Or
or make
do
comics or do podcasts or whatnot. Or go actually get fucking therapy. You know?
or
Facts.
review hentai games.
Yeah.
Or make video games in general.
Yeah.
Or play that game.
You know. If I mean really,
Yeah,
it's just
but it's like yeah, unlike it's like I said, it's like you also and keep in mind, like I said, these kinds of people usually do not have much going on in their lives.
huh. They don't. Oh
It's
hell
like,
yeah! Over sharp grease.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I said, these kinds of people usually do not have much going on in their lives. Like instead of going to sunlight, or hell, like maybe quit drinking Starbucks.
I mean, or at least just. I know this has been said to death, but just like go outside and actually communicate with people. I mean, you're not always going to come across pleasant rays of sunshine, but it's better than locking yourself up in a four-corner room, because that's like one of my friends always keeps saying. As human species, we were not made to be locked up in a four-corner room for long periods of time.
Yeah, the pandemic solved that really.
Yeah, the pandemic definitely showed that. I mean, unless I'm like, even as like I don't, I might get a little bit flack from the homies, but even as introverts, deep seated introverts, you can go a long period of time without people, but at some point you do need some sort of interaction. At some point,
Yeah, humans are made to be social creatures.
right,
Yeah,
right,
like hell, even during my local comic book store,
yeah.
I hell, even someone like me who likes to stay in his bitchin' basement all day, and I go outside.
Shit, I mean, I work from home, and even every now and then, I gotta get the fuck out. Like, I'm just as big as an introvert as anybody. Like, when we had that lockdown for those 2 weeks, I made it an extra 4 weeks. Before I even saw a single soul. You
No,
know,
no, I'm the biggest extrovert. I stayed in my house and worked on a comic, and I didn't
That
go
that that
outside
no, that
for
extrovert is
years.
for people who enjoy social interaction, Kuro.
Oh, okay.
Introverts
yeah,
are like
Did
ill
I say
people.
did I say introvert or extrovert?
You said extrovert.
extrovert.
I said, sorry, I meant I'm an extra introvert. I mean,
Clip that,
yeah.
clip that, clip that.
I was like, no, I'm an extra introvert. That's what I meant to say. Don't worry, I'll have that edited so I sound like a smart person.
No, if you want to sound like a smart person, especially like a smart YouTuber, you gotta say avant-garde. I am very avant-garde because I stayed inside of my home, my Adobe, and work on my comic, my graphic novel. You
My
see,
garage.
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
like I said, people. Yeah, like I said. Uh, yeah, like go outside for fuck's sake.
For
Like even
real.
if it's for a goddamn coffee.
Get some astro. Maybe just bring some astroturf in the house. If you can't go outside, at least just roll on some astroturf in your room.
Or hell, boot up some VR chat. Get some kind of social interaction for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah, I actually went back to this. So I went back to the VR chat after we talked about it. And I went to go put on some Sparta looking clothing, and I was like, oh, "Look at me, I'm Sparta." And then I was like, "Cool, all right, I'm gone." So I did go back there just to put on some like Devil May Cry looking skin, and then I was done. So
Oh man. Oh, speaking of Devil May Cry, um, another thing on my list I was wanting to talk about is the Final Fantasy 16 demo.
oh yeah,
Uh, or just the news about it.
Oh
But
fuck.
that's only if anyone cares here. I mean,
no, go ahead.
Final Fantasy 16. Shit, I didn't know it was coming out that soon.
yeah, they will be
Oh yeah,
releasing
and
it.
one more thing about the Pikmin thing.
Yes, let's
Apparently,
do. Yeah,
4chan, to put the chair to left to put. We're gonna be moving on after this,
Yeah,
but after apparently some 4chan users found the people who harassed Pikmin's IP addresses. Now, I do not condone any kind of harassment in any way, shape, or form.
yeah, me neither. Wink, wink, notch, notch. And
However, however, I am for actions having consequences.
right, right, same. I believe in what goes around comes around, and these people, picking me. If you ever get a chance to bless us with your wonderful, wholesome eyes, just know that the people that have been hurting you, or any VTuber out there really that's been getting their shit, messed with by these crazy nut jobs. Just one day these people gonna get what's coming to them.
Yeah,
We're
and
not condoning, we're not
I believe in
promoting it.
karma, kids.
Yeah, karma's a bitch. There's a
Yeah.
reason why it says that, and yeah,
You reap what you sow.
you reap
Um,
what you sow.
all I have to say about it is that um, everyone should at least have a nuclear weapon, because what happens is that sometimes people mess with you and you have nothing to fight back with, and you have to have a deterrent in your hand, because countries always have a nuclear weapon. They're always saber rattling. So what happens is like, hey, don't mess with me. I have this. So everyone needs to show off their guns and be like, listen, if you do mess with me, I do have this. I'm not gonna use it, but I have it. So you don't want to be messing around with me. Because I
Like
know,
looking at a bunch of kids on a playground, just like daring each other to do it.
yeah, pretty much.
Do it, pussy.
Do it, pussy. No balls.
Well, like if you do show off the nuke, then all the problems happen. But I
Yeah.
remember when people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't have this thing." I'm referring to Amino again, but I was like, everyone at least needs to have some kind of nuclear weapon so that they don't fire it off, but they show that don't mess with me. If when you're
I
being
think
attacked, you
everybody,
have something to
I think
protect
everybody's just
yourself.
kind of ready. Just go ahead, just get World War III done and over with.
Ah, yes.
The meek shall inherit
We,
her.
we we need we need pain. I think pain's right. We need to have some kind of pain to bond
Oh
over.
man, for real,
Like
honestly.
when World War III happens, the world shall relearn pain.
Well, shall know
Hey.
pain.
Oh no, Pain was right all the time.
I mean, hey man. I mean, every kid needs a little bit of a trauma in their lives. Am I right?
Well, if I can quote from Mary Mary, a little
I
bit,
am so horrid.
of they have a song that it's called a little bit of dirt, and it's like everyone needs a little bit of dirt to grow. And,
Right.
and Mary Mary's a gospel song, so it's a really good song. Now that I think
Okay.
about it.
So speaking of demo,
Yes. Final
Dead
Fantasy.
Island 2
Oh yeah,
actually got a
that too.
trailer.
Ooh, Dead Island.
Ooh, yes, yes. I heard about it. I never got to it. How's it
Dead
looking?
Island. It looks pretty good. It's like one of your standard, seems like looter shooter kind of games.
Yeah.
With some bits of crafting. Hopefully, the crafting will be somewhat more detailed.
I hope
Um,
so too. I think there's like everybody's just happy in general that there's a Dead Island 2. The it was like an elusive snipe. We weren't sure if it was real or not.
yeah, like
Wow, Kuro. Wow. I
I'm not.
just saw that.
Yeah, I'm not
what?
gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna click through
He,
this. I'm not gonna play it just so I can get this stream taken down.
yeah.
But yeah, I
I
have been
did
on
I
that.
I did play Atomic Heart, by the way, speaking of butts.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It's
Did you get the 6 hour sex scene?
unfortunately,
6 hours?
that is sadly the myth.
Fuck.
Sadly. But canonically, without spoiling anything, your character and the twin robots knew each other very intimately once upon a time. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? I think the ballerina things. I remember looking on. I forget which site it was. But I remember seeing that. I think the studio itself may have
Mhm.
released a bunch of not safe for work drawings of their own, because what happens is one of these sites that
Yes.
was on there, it didn't say there
Okay,
was an
Yeah.
so
artist.
far these guys are pretty fucking based.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like, this is honestly, I think, their first official game or international game. And in like it's pretty buggy. It's the dialogue. It's one of those, your main character and
So
the
basically
glove.
slob jank.
Well, basically, it's more like, Forspoken and High on Life, where the two characters just talk nonstop and just kind of like, all right, can you shut up a little bit?
Is the dialogue at least funny?
Yeah, it is. It's funny in some places. It kind of feels like I'm listening to like those old '90s action films in a way, because how the character talks, sometimes.
Okay.
yeah, I
I
heard.
kind of
This
wish they had a feature on there where you actually could switch the audio to actual Russian, without changing everything else into Russian. But for the most part, I was satisfied. I did kind of wish for like some there were some loose some loose ends that I kind of wish were tied up by the end, and you do have two alternate endings. Um, I can't really say which one's really the good ending or bad ending because I mean, one of the endings you just kind of just walk away from it all, and but then the other ending it just kind of like ends with you hooking up with the robot twins or one of them,
Yes.
and like in
Oh,
like a dream state
oh,
though.
okay.
Fuck.
But I was about to say, I was like, you're gonna like, krill
That's why I said,
you,
yeah, you had like this
you're krilling these robot twins, just like Krillin did to 18.
yeah, I mean you do have to fight them towards the end of the game, but it's kind of when what you find out about them, it's it's uh it's kind of sad in a way, and it kind of like makes me kind of wish they added the robots in the story a little bit more, like had them more interaction with their main character. But he does hint at a lot of times in the throughout the game that he's oddly attracted to the ballerinas for some reason. Again, part of the plot, like I just said, without spoiling anything. And because your character is one of those standard, he lost his memory during World War II, and then he was saved by this doctor dude, but his memory was kind of wiped, you know. And along the way, you kind of find out more and more of the lies behind the veil. Uh, I wish I could say it was somewhat there was some predictable stuff, but then at the same time, when we got the couple of the twists here and there, I was generally honestly like blown by us, like, oh, what the fuck? And they don't even outright tell you. I mean, they kind of do in a way, but you still have to think about it's like why is Homeboy so fixated on the two ballerina robots, and why is the doctor that saved her life so have these two personal bodyguards like that?
Maybe the boy
And
I
then
or
you
mean, like,
yeah,
if the main character gets so fixated, I don't blame the main character for getting that
yeah,
fixated on him.
yeah.
no,
Maybe once he's really he doesn't
which when
discriminate
you
about
which when you
iron
do kind
duty.
of find when you do kind of find out about the truth behind the twin robots, uh, it makes the whole situation between them and the doctor dude kind of even more weird.
Let's think about like this: who doesn't like a robot? You know,
Oh,
we played near Automata and we fell in love with 600 pound asses, and who wouldn't want to you know smash twins? Basil, twins
ladies,
Basil.
women, if this does not tell you, anything really, you know, like both 2B and the twin robots, they got so much thirst, you
Uh,
know,
uh
they all three of them have their faces covered. You don't see 2B's eyes, well, until the end, and of the first part, I mean. And then the twin robots left and right, they both their faces are covered up. So it just goes to show you that really, we don't really care that much about like I mean we can't do, but we don't really care that much about makeup and all that shit.
okay, let's throw some bobblehead nurses in there in the mix
Hmm.
because I know
Oh
people
yeah,
love
some
like that
bobblehead
too.
nurses.
And to kind of get away from that, I know cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Let's go for cyberpunk because edge runners because
Yes.
those girls are
Rebecca,
For
Kiwi.
exactly.
Actually, we shouldn't really do Kiwi because
Lucy.
she's augmented.
Well, I
She
mean
said to be
that's
on.
the point. They're more augmented. You
For
know,
me, she just doesn't have like she doesn't have a mouth.
yeah. Oh, yeah, Kiwi doesn't have
Which
a mouth.
makes me wonder, like, how the fuck does she eat?
I
I
don't
don't
feel like
know.
she smokes.
Maybe she just eats. Maybe she does
And
RoboCop and just eats
get y'all
baby
heads
food.
out of the fucking gutter. I can feel y'all thinking, when I said, she doesn't have a mouth, that turns me off.
I must
No,
breathe.
it's not what you're thinking.
Scream.
I mean, maybe, but not that.
Hey, you don't need to have a mouth. There's other ways it can work. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not. I haven't.
I don't
I
know.
don't have a large. I don't have a
I
large
don't know.
sex
I mean,
doll.
for me, it was either Team Lucy or Team Rebecca for me. Like, it's either the ride or die or the jaded, honey I can't think of anything else for her. But yeah. I mean, it's like I was seeing memes everywhere about this game, and it's all because of the two robots.
Yeah.
Hell, I think on the official cover art, you have one of them right there with the main guy.
Yeah, there's just one of star on the head. Both have
Yeah,
stars.
and of course, there was a couple hit pieces trying to take this game down, because of the war over in Ukraine.
Oh yeah, I did. I just came across something saying that. I was like, why does everything have to be something related to something happening in the world that we're
I
living in?
don't get it, but like for the most part, it's like
But
for
back
one, the game
to
was in development before the war even happened, and two, the game basically tears down, you know, the whole concept of the Soviet Union. Hell, the one of the guys that you were
fun
originally
fact,
after was trying to help the Americans out.
fun fact, piracy is now fully legal in Russia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. After all
The bi-
the this what do you call them? Sanctions? Not
yeah,
sanctions.
the sanctions.
Yeah. Okay. After all those stuff.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, all the sanctions and stuff. It's still not doing anything. They're still getting their stuff in. But aside from the war, yeah, it's like from all these games that are coming out. That leads me to like I mean I'll talk about Final Fantasy right quick, but that also kind of like leads me to notice that there's been a rise in indie games for the past
yeah,
couple of
that I think
years.
that's another thing of indie breaking out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
And
2015 happened
mhm,
when like indie broke out, and then and now this year it's breaking out again.
right.
Like he's giving his wife a second savage dicking.
Right. And now I wouldn't really say like Hi-Fi Rise is an indie game. I mean, it might as well be, but it was
Yeah.
made by the
Shadow
same
drop.
studio that did Evil Within. Um but
Speaking of those kinds of games, the folks who made Forspoken, their studio is now officially closed and now merged with Square Enix.
Oh yeah.
yeah, they were a separate,
They're they're doing
entity that were
shitty.
still under the Square Enix banner. But yeah, I'm kind of glad I mean, I don't like the idea of people losing their jobs, but
No.
still at the same time though, it's
Why do you
like
Yeah,
think they
it's
lost their
like
kind of
jobs?
sad, but at the same time, Jesus Christ.
yeah, and funny enough, though, despite that, with Forspoken, this leads me to Final Fantasy, where it's like I actually have more faith in Final Fantasy 16 than I really do in any other major corporation games or major company games, simply for the fact that when the gameplay was released, earlier this week, that a lot of the more specifically the smaller interviewers, not like game journals, but these like actual people that do care about the gameplay and actual care about entertainment, had a chance to speak with the creator, who I don't remember his name, but he worked on Devil May Cry 4 and
Oh
5.
yeah.
He worked on I think Amino or something. Um but he said out of all the games, this one is probably his favorite project he has done thus far, because he's putting all the elements that he has learned from his previous projects into here. And a lot of people criticize like how dark and grim this game is, and saying that this is like an anti Final Fantasy game, when in reality this guy is a huge fan of the Final Fantasy genre, and the Final Fantasy series in general, and he's just simply trying to take it back to those roots, where it's like, and I didn't realize till one of my friends pointed this out, but the original Final Fantasy games were actually very dark and bleak. They just had that very colorful palette on them, and and that and that you will not be getting like the fun mini games like fishing, for example, because he feels like it would not make sense in the lore of the world, which that's what I appreciate too, because he's actually taken into account of what would be realistic for these characters and the rules of this world. Because this guy that we're following from the age of 19 to the age of 30 on his revenge quest. And the fact that you could turn into a giant fucking monster and fight, that already is like right there in my happy place.
Yeah, I guess you get to play as Infrit because like
Mhm.
Infrit wasn't getting all. I heard what happens is that Infrit wasn't getting that push because every time he shows up, he's always the first one you beat, first one you fight in the game, and it's like then you kind of throw him away when you get stronger
Mhm.
summons or GFs or what do you want to call them, icons or whatever they.
Icons, yeah.
Yeah, like he's in there, he's gone. You don't need use him. He's the weakest, and so that's why he's getting top billing now is because no one care. Infrit comes in, Infrit goes out. We need to push Infrit for 16.
Oh, yeah, and this guy is also the developers who fixed Final Fantasy 14
Yeah, this
after its disastrous launch. He was one of those who fixed it
I like
and
how you're
improved it.
fucking. I like how you're fucking. You're showing the image I posted there.
hmm
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
uh,
Um,
by the way,
but yeah,
his name, the guy who did the combat, his name is Ryota Suzuki.
that's him. That's the guy who's basically heading the project.
Yeah.
and and the fact that he basically you know backfired on the Twitter mob, when they were saying like, why are there any like people of color in this game? And he said, well, it wouldn't make sense in a medieval European country.
No, but my politics though.
But my public picks,
They're
I
mother.
think
like,
that dude he also said about. I think like also I think Akira Toriyama did the same thing as well.
Yeah, Akira Toriyama was blasted back too. Everyone started to
man,
stand. Well, what took everyone so long to stand? Like, were
I
they
have no
afraid of
idea.
getting canceled?
But
Were they gonna cancel
I think
Goku?
I think I think everybody just kind of realized. I think Noble from Lost Pause put it. It's like being canceled doesn't really do anything to you,
It's a badge of honor.
really.
People have been saying.
Yeah, really. It's like after that Young Mirror several years ago when I kicked up that little bit of a hornet's nest
Hmm.
with my one of my designs for that Raven that lame ass Raven book that was being
Yeah.
made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of
Yeah.
my friends was like, hell, I mean, you got called all that. That's a badge of honor. Got called bigot, a, a fatist or something, a weightist or something. I don't know, or misogynist.
It's
I
some
don't know.
ism. They're gonna make no new ones. And so just get ready.
Yeah,
What's the matter? You go.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward at like the demo. The official demo will come out 2 weeks prior to the actual game release, which will be June 22nd. Ladies and gentlemen, put that on your calendars because
And while we're
I'm
also
really
on the calendars, and while we're also talking about putting stuff on your calendars, another year of hentai, well, Shmentai Expo is coming April.
mm, hell yeah! Everybody look for that, man.
I
Of
am going.
Shmentai Expo is coming um April 15th, PST and see, I just deleted this. What the fuck was I smoking?
Yeah, what were you smoking?
And about 9 p.m. for us Eastern Standard.
Mhm. That's right. And speaking of hentai and pushback, another two things on my list that we could just breeze through very quickly because this basically kind of goes on to what we've been talking about all night. But lately, there's been a rise in comedians fighting back the woke mob, and as well as kids apparently. There's a video that's been surfacing around the internet where there was an 11-year-old boy
Oh yeah.
who reads it aloud. You probably heard this, right, Kuro, from your expression?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I
I
saw
saw.
it through like a
I
YouTube
saw some push about
like
that.
related video.
Right, yeah. A boy, I think he was 11, yeah. Reads aloud pornography in front of the school staff
Yeah.
or a bunch of adults, really, because and it was like promoted on him by the school library. And he even mentions that the librarian even asked him, "Do you want more?" And it was not just any pornographic content, but it was LGBT pornographic content. And he even criticized, like, why do we really need to know about this?
Yeah.
Like
I
I said,
heard
about
about that. I saw it.
Like,
I don't know where I was passing by, but gone.
Yeah, no, I think that was like all I was going to say that about the whole pushback and
yeah, and
so on.
I follow I know this is crazy, but I also follow Libs of TikTok, and like
Mhm.
she shows like all the fucking loonies who teach our kids this shit.
Oh my god, yeah, and especially like with the I think y'all definitely heard about this. The teacher who turned the Mario cast into LGBT representations to teach her class.
No. Wow. Why do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Jesus
and
Christ.
yes, and she said, yeah, Nintendo made Mario gay for so long people forgot it,
No.
and which is obviously not the case because it
Which is
doesn't make any
bullshit
sense.
because
I
he
mean,
has
why
Princess Peach.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I
I
hear
mean, you
about
got
that.
Plumber risking his life to, fighting the dragon.
Yeah,
To what? Just so he can have like a little, girl date with a sister? No, man. Like, no, he was wanting to plumb someone a certain pipe of a certain princess. That's what he was trying to do.
Laying some pipe of
like
his
like
own.
he's on the quest for booty.
Yeah, but knowing Nintendo, this is probably the only one time that I'm actually for companies being as strict as they are about their IPs. Uh, I
To
hope
fu-
Nintendo
to
sues.
outright smite.
Gatekeeping
I
is
I
allowed.
want yes, not only sue her, but sue the entire school district for even allowing this nut job to even do this. It's just and
Yeah,
give
it's
the
like
kids, give the poor kids like free Mario products too,
That's my son. That's my
just
son.
to help them cope with the traumatizing event that they just had.
Hey guys,
yeah.
I want some of those tickets to go to that Mario movie. Yeah, that's my son over there. I want in there too. It's like, oh,
But yeah, no, it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's ridiculous with
Clown
all
Wolf.
this pushing and stuff. Like again, as we mentioned before tonight, no one's saying that these communities cannot exist. But at some point, you gotta acknowledge those. Like
Yeah, you gotta have a fucking limit,
Mm.
you gotta
like, of
limit, man.
exposure.
Like yes, kids will be eventually exposed to all this craziness, but that's the parents' job, though.
Yeah,
Actual good parents, I should say, not the crazy parents that force their kids to be trans, all because
or
little
like,
Timmy just
yeah,
has
like
one
that
day where
that
he acts like a
fucked
girl.
me up. That fucked me up.
Yeah, like it's the parents' duty, it's the parents' job to
Yeah, I'm
let
not
that be
joking.
them.
I'm not joking. That legit messed me up. Like, because like it was during anti SJW. Some dude was asking me like, "Hey, is it child abuse to make a kid trans?" Like, yes.
Yes,
Mm.
And then he showed me a fucking
it
video
needs
that's
to
like,
be.
um, Matt Walsh showed up in Tennessee, and he got them to roll back the uh trans right thing in Tennessee. If it's not trans right, it's something like that. He was comparing the correlation of the reason why they are still depressed and the kids are dying because what happens is that there's no statistics previously to before this happening why kids are dying and committing suicide until you guys started to mess around with the biological nature of people, and then
Mhm.
and then everyone started to go crazy. So when you start messing around with people, then of course they're gonna have all these rises in self Minecrafting
Yep.
and all these stuff because yeah, I can probably use that word because what happens is you started messing around with nature, and nature is going to show, hey, this is what happens when you mess around with it. This is what
"This
you're
is
gonna
what
get.
happens when you try to cosplay as God."
Right.
That's the way to put it too.
Basically,
Cosplay.
like the quote Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Hmm.
And like and for me, my policy is just that like let the kids wait until they're actual adults to make that decision for
Or wait
themselves.
until they're or probably into like around their teens, because that's
I
when.
still rather them wait till they're
An
adults
adult.
when all their hormones are set, all and they actually lived a little bit of a life.
Yeah, before
You
they start
know?
chopping themselves up. But the thing
Yeah.
is that the reason why they even start going after the kids because A, because their minds are malleable, B, because they have
Mhm.
access to the access to the kids. And what happens is just like and then that's an early age to do all the things that you want to do to them, and take them away from their parents, because what are their parents going to do if we get to them first? And as you said, these are things are happening to school because we left the school to do all the babysitting, all the caring for the young ones, to like sorry, so yeah, to take care for our young kids while we had to go make money. And what happens is that they were just like, okay, well, we have your kids, and we can do some co-parenting ourselves.
Right.
So now
Right.
we can,
Actual.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm all for like pulling the kids out of school and homeschooling them, and all that. And also,
Yeah,
I guess we should also admit too that entertainment has been raising our kids as well.
yeah,
yeah,
TikTok, YouTube, and all that. And and again,
Disney.
I had this conversation since what high school I think, but we as artists are not responsible for raising your kids. You know, you know,
Oh, I
like,
think,
and I was talking to one of my buddies earlier today that I went to school with. He we were saying it's just like it's like it's ridiculous that we're constantly getting flack because little Timmy got a little saw one of our works, like Overlord's hentai, or one of my violent scenes from God's Lost Mercy, you know, or Kuro's racist
huh?
bigotry
Huh?
comic.
Huh?
you know
I could get
speaking
out
of
this.
comics, in Enoshima Tales, like I think Log One, yeah, Log One, the whole like chick force feeding the dude, a little boy, hormones. That was an allusion to that.
Yeah.
right,
Um.
right, and yeah, and it's like this is why I'm really like I don't vibe with this constant push, to have like forced representation in media, you know, just like the creator, like one of the developers for Final Fantasy 16 said, is that if it doesn't make sense, then don't really force it, and it's like no one's saying it's like we should not have like more diverse entertainment values, because every story has a right to be told, but when you start forcing like you're forcing diversity in places that does not really make sense in any way, shape, or form, it one, it breaks immersion really really bad too, and plus you're basically rewriting history. But the most important thing too, you're only diminishing the child's value in life. And what I mean by that is like you're basically perpetuating narcissism, that believing that they cannot relate to this character unless they look and act exactly like them, and that in its way it elicits self entitlement, which is very I mean, it's not wrong having
Oh yeah,
confidence,
I posted the
but yeah.
first few comments, like the first few pages where it talks shows it.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah, I remember that page. But and and so in a way you're also taking away other kids, enjoyment as well, other people's enjoyment. And which a lot of them are for this. But a lot of times when you like remember when the first trailer for the Little Mermaid came out, and then there was a bunch of videos showing the little kids, being excited about, hey, she looks just like me. You know,
Yeah.
those kids are basically already, brainwashed.
Yeah, they're already been to the indoctrination system.
Right, because for like an average kid, they really do not care. And for me, you know, like growing up, I think I mentioned this too. Like I grew up watching a lot of black 70s films. I grew up watching hood films. I watched a lot of, I didn't really watch a lot of live action, really, tell you the truth. For the most part,
Yeah,
I
I
watched,
thought like unless it's a movie,
yeah,
I can't
right,
really
like,
do it.
right,
Like whenever I like fucking Zach and Cody showed up, it's like okay, back to Cartoon Network or some shit.
right.
Yeah.
And we all know that the debate over Superman and Batman, a lot of people prefer Batman because he's quote unquote relatable. and Superman is not relatable because he's a god or godlike.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I find more relatability with Superman because he actually tries. He actually tries to be as human as possible. That's why he works at the Bugle, because he actually,
You mean the
you know,
planet?
yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
I got two. Come on, people. Before y'all hate on me, come on. You gotta admit, Daily Planet, Daily Bugle.
Yeah,
Come
they're
on.
the same place basically.
But yeah,
Newspaper
Daily
outlet.
Planet. Because he's not, because when he first started, he wasn't really that good of a writer, and so he got mentored, he got some help, and it was a challenge that he actually appreciated, but you also have to think too how lonely it must be for Superman, growing up, not understanding, why he's stronger than all the other kids, why he can see the things he does, why he can hear the things he does, do what he does. And then even among probably the Justice League, that's probably the closest he's ever felt to belonging, aside from his actual relatives come popping up like Kara, um, Supergirl. And so and it's not to say like I don't enjoy Batman. Like I really do. I really enjoy Batman. But the only thing I really can honestly personally relate to is the fact that I have a dead parent.
Mm-hmm.
Like a typical most
For me,
protagonist.
like my favorite superhero is easily Robin.
Which Robin?
Uh,
Dick,
either
Jason, Tim.
either either Jason or Damien.
I really, I actually like Dick Grayson probably the most. Just for the simple fact that he actually does what I believe personally is what true passing down the torch or the mantle is. That he, he still embodies the code of the bat or the bat code, but he doesn't take on Batman's mantle. I mean, he does in other variants of the comics, but at first, like he literally questioned like, "Who am I?" when all is said and done, and so he developed the Nightwing,
Ah.
and I think that's actually the most appropriate way to pass the title down, and that's why like so many people always refer to Miles Morales as Miles Morales. You know, it's just that if he actually had more installation of his actual identity, then yes, he
Yeah,
will be a great character.
yeah, but it's like I said, and it's like I think like I said a few times, so it's like it was kind of too little, too late.
Yeah, it's too low, too late, honestly.
Like they fought like Spider Verse finally had something. It's like finally had something to do with him,
Mhm.
but it was
Right,
just like too little, too late. A
right,
lot of people don't really care about Miles.
mhm. And going to that talk about representation and feeling seen and all that. Yeah, like as much as I love Spider-Verse, I still didn't really care that much for it at the same time. Mostly because the message. Like, yes, I know everyone wants to quote Stan Lee about how Spider-Man wears a mask so everyone can imagine themselves as Spider-Man. But at the same time, though, you also have to acknowledge that not everybody can be Peter Parker, and Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He embodies what Spider-Man truly is because that aspect of him is who Peter Parker secretly is on the inside. That's one of the reasons, like one of the biggest reasons why like he is such a shit talker, because that's all he has wanted to do when he was just a nerdy kid, that nerdy white boy. He wanted to say things to the bullies, never could. He wanted to say things to people that pissed him off, never did. He wanted to help people but couldn't because he was weak. Now he could. And so it was like being this persona that he has manifested with himself, you know, that that's what makes him Spider-Man, and still also embodying, great power comes great responsibility. And so for Miles Morales personally, if Miles really wants to stand on his own 2 feet, it cannot, be because of Spider Verse. Like as good, I mean, as a claim as that is, but in every comic that has come out from Miles, it still had, it still wouldn't mean anything if it didn't was, if it didn't feature Peter Parker, you know. And hell, I mean, even in the game too, it's like he still had to rely on Spider-Man, to beat Spider-Man. And so if Miles truly wants to be his own individual identity, then he needs to break away from the whole Spider-Man name and sake and to become his own Spider-Man,
Oh,
if that
okay.
makes sense.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I see what's going on.
And I know a lot of people want to
Mm.
bring up about Batman Beyond with, Terry McGinnis. Even as a kid, I always thought that was weird. And, until you find out later on that Terry is actually a clone of Bruce, so
Mm-hmm.
I guess that kind of makes it half okay. But regardless, though, like to me, like he still wasn't Batman to me. He was still cool. Don't get me wrong. I
Oh
love
yeah,
the
it's
shit out of the
definitely
show.
cool.
But to me, to this day, he still wasn't really Batman because Bruce, he embodied a certain element of that persona into the Bat. And I think in actuality, the Batman is actually what Bruce really was. And Bruce that he puts on was more of the mask than anything else. And so Terry to run around, he's basically might as well just, same with Spider-Man, might as well be wearing Bruce's face. Same with Miles Morales. Might as well be wearing, Peter Parker's face.
Yeah, I think I forget which other characters. I'm thinking of other characters that were supposed to pass on the torch, but when you grew up with these characters, okay, let's say Renton from Eureka 7, and then you have his son who comes in Eureka 7 OA, and you're like, well, when I'm watching it, I'm not sure if this is you know uh other people actually do this too. But the fact is, like, you're looking for Renton and you're not getting Renton, you're getting his son. It's like, okay, whatever. The story's not important. FLCL, you came for Lord Conti and the girl with the
Yeah.
Vespa, and I forgot what the guy. I haven't seen the show in a while. And you when you watch the FLCL other installments and stuff like that,
Progressive and alternative, yeah.
yeah, it's like you people came to see what made the original, and you're just getting
Mhm.
like whatever the next director's like trying to hit that spark but can't get it. So I see where you're going with like all the superheroes and their personas with their original personas, and then when you take these characters and try to make a new character out of them by changing like their sexuality or changing their purpose and stuff like that, they're not the same person that carried that torch that you grew up with, that you knew, that is the person. They were made for that role. But when you start
Right.
to mess around with it and say that person does not, um, that person is now a new person carrying the same role, it's not the same thing. You made a imposter to fit that role, but they can't because this imposter isn't that person. This imposter wasn't made for that, and I guess I'm not sure if they're still making these imposter characters, whatever they're doing right now in comics, because I'm not a
They
comic
still
fan.
are, sadly.
Oh, they're still
And
doing
they,
it.
they, they do try,
Oh,
whenever they do try and make actual new characters, they still fall flat because they rely so heavily on what message that they're trying to send out to people and not the characters, trials and tribulation, what makes them who they are personally, on the internal self. And I guess way to better, like, to perfectly fit this is that, like what makes a character a character is not any of their physical attributes. I mean, yes, you can associate a character as time goes on, you know. Well, actually, better yet, the only time the physical attributes actually do matter is when they match the characteristics of that same character. If that makes kind of sense.
yeah.
Probably not. I
I'm
probably need to talk about that one day.
I'm
Uh,
thinking of the Hulk, and Hulk is all people think all Hulk is all strength, but what Hulk is a man trying to fight the Dr. Jekyll Hyde inside of him. But people think it's
mhm.
all about power and rage, and so that's why people are wearing gym shirts with Hulk on
Motivation.
it. It's like, oh, I'm so powerful. Or you know what? Even the whole Dragon Ball series is into that too. Like the people see the outside, they're like, this is all
Mhm.
about fighting, is all about being strong. And yes, those are some elements, but Goku is a dad who's trying to protect his kids, trying to protect his
Right.
friends and family, and try to fight for them. But people have have cut the inside of it and left the shell, and then that's how we're starting to see things now. We're not actually looking
Right.
deep in it anymore.
Right, and that goes for any element of storytelling. I mean, y'all remember when I tried to teach for a while,
Yeah.
where I had that pyramid where it's like at the bottom where it's the most important things, like you had plot, then on buff you had, on top of that you had two other slots for character and settings, and then as you go up you got the world building, the themes, the messages, and then you have personal touches.
Hmm.
um, and to me, I will die on this hill, but the most important thing is, like, when it comes to your story, is the story, not the politics, not the message. You can have the politics, you can have the message. No one is saying that you can't have them, but the problem is that it's like when people say no more politics in our stories, in our games, or in our comics. They're not saying like no, yeah, like absolutely no talk about like war and governments and all this other stuff, or social issues. No, but what they're really saying is that don't force it on us. You know, don't force, you know, the message ahead. Don't put the cart before the horse, as the
Hmm.
saying goes. If that makes
Another
sense.
one I would like to say is I think we talked about it before we even did the podcast. Was like physical and mental growth,
Mhm.
and a lot of people often look at physical growth, not really like mental growth.
Right.
Um, and I had a talk with this dude. He was like in his 40s, and he's like, it's very hard to write mental growth out.
Yeah, that can be tricky, honestly, because there's, and to some degree, you have to understand like how does the human mind work and develops.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
how do you get them from point A to point B to point C?
Well,
Um,
yeah, and that's why I still and and I think we keep bringing up to I for me at least I keep bringing up Tokyo Revengers as a way of showing mental growth.
right, and
I was
Like
gonna
because like
say,
the main character, he doesn't get he gets his face beaten to a bloody pulp, but he's not falling down. He's not losing this whole thing.
kind of like with Mark and Omni Man.
I was gonna say like any anime that has like a basically a 24 episode, maybe 52 episodes where you just watch the character, maybe shorter ones, because they have
Mhm.
to kind of speed up the Homer's Odyssey on them to go through all those things, just to come back into the thing. Like the shorter is, the faster it goes, and the longer is, maybe the longer it they don't try to change the character. So anything that's kind of like 12 episode show or anime, I think you'd get like a mental growth
And
happening.
a lot of people like because I watched a few of like Tokyo Revengers reactions. Like a lot of people are also kind of like saying like Takamichi's like 24, 26 years old, but he still makes some pretty piss poor decisions. So it's like, well, yeah, no shit. Like if you're 26 and you did next to fuck all with your life, I'm pretty sure you would make some piss poor decisions as well.
I mean, I can vouch for that. Honestly, I see that some people around me that are even older than me make some fuckwad decisions too,
Hmm.
and yeah, and that I think is another things that we used to talk about in one of the classes or talks or whatever, the external and internal development of the character. And
Yes, that's what I meant. That's
yeah,
it.
right, the static and dynamic character, right. And like anything else, like everything else, anything can work if you do it right. And it's like and I can't imagine that it's like it'd be kind of difficult to have like a long running series, and you have to constantly keep progressing the mindset of the characters. Like at some point, it's like where does it get to where the character is completely and mentally, you know, not sound. But
Yeah. And around yeah, and currently, if you guys are wondering, Tokyo and Revengers in the anime is in Black Dragon arc.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Um,
Just one.
but
I'm gonna go on. Go on.
oh,
You go.
okay. And I'll try and make this quick. I just looked at the time.
Yeah.
Um, another example of like how you can basically, you know, like show like both, character growth, internal and external, will be series that do kind of push the characters, to mentally think about how to approach their powers. I mean, like kind of like with JoJo, for instance, the JoJo series. You had like a set rules, set standards, with all this batshit craziness going on. And even though it's like OP, like some of these stands are, they still have to, figure out how to operate around each other.
You're right.
And then another example from that I like to point to is like, and I'm sure like as artists may not, that may, probably feel this way, but being constantly told how talented you are, it kind of like, and this is what I loved like Blue Period when I first watched it, but it's like you kind of negate this
It's
is.
for me, it's basically just like how how chicks constantly get complimented on social media.
Yeah, basically. But it's like when you when you say like somebody's
It's
talented.
really offensive to call chicks females.
Oh my god. The when the call somebody talented, it means that they didn't have to work for their success, and this can be applied to like, and it's kind of like where frustration examples would be Lemillion from My Hero Academia, one of the best characters in that series. And his power, what makes him so overpowered, what everyone always thought was talent, was the fact that he could phase through in and out any object that he comes across. But once you learn more about his backstory, that his power was broken, but it can kill him though if he didn't know how to use it. And so he spent years since he was a kid trying to figure out how to make sure the power that he uses is perfected. And so that's why he's
Yeah,
as he is. And same with Deku,
yeah.
uh,
By the way, he's in the anime. He's currently at the part where he's saying he left UA.
yes.
And people are saying like he's going full edgelord. It's like, isn't this what you wanted? Isn't this
Yeah.
what you fucking wanted?
Is this what you wanted? You fucking hypocrites. But yeah, it's like I can't remember that argument that I had with that one guy years ago in Amana. But it was kind of like I
It's
think
like
he
you
said,
guys wanted him to stop crying and stop being an emotional. It's like,
yeah.
but when he stops being that, he's a complete
Oh yeah,
edgelord.
all of a sudden he's an edgelord. Yeah. No, it's
Like,
like really if anything, it's like, I think somebody said a long time ago that he didn't earn his powers and stuff. It's like bullshit. It's like he literally was the only person in the world that did not had like, well, not only person, but he was one of the few that did not had powers, and everyone else were born with their powers. And when Deku got his powers, he had to learn how to work with it. I mean, there was that whole segment where he was talking about like how he operated his powers like as if you were trying to cook something in a microwave, and and then when he started getting more and more used to the powers, he still had to learn how to work around them. Especially, this is why Lemillion was such a huge influence on him. You know,
and
and
like keep in mind, even before that, he had the fucking beach scene.
yeah. Oh shit, yeah. And this another
Like he was
example,
cleaning the fucking beach out.
yeah, for real. That was part of like his original this pre-powered up training arc, because he did that all, without powers, just to get him in shape and I guess put some discipline in his ass. But then another character that pops to mind, and this is gonna be a huge hot take. I'm probably gonna get booed the fuck into oblivion. But Naruto. Look,
Oh
okay.
yes, everyone fucking treated him like he was dirt. And
All
then when he saved the world from pain, y'all want to fucking do this to him. Y'all, the
Honest.
Hidden Leaf Village are some of the fakest bitches out there. I swear to God.
Well, it's not even just that. I was going to bring up that there's a common argument about Naruto that didn't always set right with me, and I couldn't understood why until I kind of figured out when I thought about it recently. was the whole argument between him and Neji. Was that like how Neji's argument was basically like if you were not born with greatness, then you will never be great. And Naruto was kind of like argue against that, where anyone can be great if they work hard enough. And granted, yes, Naruto has like a very overpowered monster inside him. Yes, he is the descendant. He's the reincarnation of basically the alien god. Spoilers. 10 years later.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, and also like there's a whole fucking character that's meant to disprove that. Rock
right,
Lee.
Rock Lee, and and to me, this is where I kind of I see Naruto as like the as mix between Neji and Rock Lee's personas, and it's because like despite how overpowered Naruto was, I mean, come on, even before the anime even aired, we all knew that Naruto was going to become the most OP fucker on the
His
planet
name
because
is
he
on the
had a
title.
fucking demon inside him.
Name is on the
Like,
book.
yeah,
By
really,
the
and plus his
way,
name is on the book.
and yes, and I after you're done with your old Naruto rant, I want to go back to Tokyo Revengers for a bit.
Okay, I'll make this quick. Um, and so it's like I always think back to a lot of memorable moments throughout Naruto, both before and after Shippuden, where it's like even despite like having all that power, he still had to learn how to use it because for a long time he always failed his classes because he didn't know how to use his chakra properly. You know
Because no one fucking taught him because he was too busy getting shit talked or being
that
ignored.
that too, and plus he was cut off from the demon, Nine Tails.
Mm.
Sorry, I forgot his name for a second, but
Kurama?
Kurama,
Yeah.
yes, I knew it was Kurama, Kurama something. But
R.I.P.
and as he, the more he learned, the more he tried to work, try to work toward it. For a while, he was mostly using that one trick, and then for the most part, he just hit things really hard and tried to be as smart as he could about the situation. I mean, we all should know that there was a whole fucking episode about him explaining the attack that he did in the previous episode. but
Oh,
but I remember like one of my favorite scenes or moments was when he was learning how to do the Rasengan, his most famous attack. When he first tried to do it, as Jiraiya showed him, it did not work right, and so despite like being showed constantly how to do the Rasengan, he could not do it until he had to figure out a way to use two of him to make the Rasengan.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and so that is that and that is the attribute to kind of like how he embodies both Neji's and Rock Lee's attributes, where he did have that innate gift for that OP chakra power, but he still had to take it as from like a Rock Lee perspective, I guess, not literally, but in metaphorically way of
Like
like
you like using hard work.
yeah, using hard work to maintain and master this you know overwhelming power within him. And then even as the series went on, when it became Taka no Jutsu, I think it became that because Naruto did start off beating the shit out of the bad guys, but when the bad guys would not stop, he's like, okay, obviously throwing hands isn't working right now, so how am I going to end this fight? You know, and
Feel through
And then,
humanity.
of course, you do still get the slugfest, especially with him and Sasuke, and and then the war arc, where he became basically Jesus.
Ah, yeah.
um, but yeah,
Yeah.
I still kind of like see that as like Neji's half right and half wrong to when it comes to Naruto. And same thing with Deku. Whatever arguments you had against him, about him being, stupid, broken, yeah, it's kind of like that. And this relates
I
to
think
all
it's just
the.
more of them just like he cries a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I think I remember hearing the like similar arguments too towards Ichigo, as the Bleach went on, and as people was like saying like, man, he's very overpowered. Like, what the
Oh
hell,
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? but
just
he's
like no,
still he's
but all I remember of the Bleach anime was him getting his ass kicked a lot.
yeah, and that's what I was about to say. Like Ichigo got his ass kicked a lot, despite all these upgrades, these transformations he gets, and all these backstories that he has. Like, oh yeah, you're a Soul Reaper. Oh wait, you have a Hollow Power. Oh wait, you're a Quincy. Oh, you can use the Fullbringer powers, and
You're just
and
yeah, all that doesn't really amount to shit.
really, and so that's why like in this arc, the Thousand Year Blood War arc, you know, is such a big deal because now we finally see like all the Ichigo struggles and all that stuff because all those power ups and stuff they did as you said they still resulted in his ass getting kicked. I mean at one point he fucking died, just straight up fucking died, and but he still had to like he was still very much had to learn how to get stronger, had to figure out things, and it was more so like a journey of his internal self, really, like the struggles within him, dealing with his demon slash hollow, dealing with the good part of him and the bad part of him, trying to become whole with himself before he can really, ascend even further at that
Okay.
any of that sense. And this leads to Tokyo Revengers.
Yep, this is Mr. Overlord's 4,561,000 and one time where I defend
Two
top.
actually added two for that.
The only Tokyo Revenger fan out there, anyways.
Uh, so uh, when I'm talking about with mental growth,
One's
like
better than
let's look at
nothing.
the beginning. Let's look at all the way at fucking chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
He is a 26-year-old fucking waste of space. Let's be honest here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He works at a fucking he works at a fucking video rental store. He's not even the manager there. And he's just constantly just getting fucked up. And then, oh, would you look at that? He found out he can time leap. And then, like, he finally went to that part of the day where he realized that, wow, that really just had him pussed out. And keep in mind, he found out that his ex girlfriend from middle school has died. And with the help of the little brother, he's now able to say like, okay, I have a reason to properly do things. I have a reason to um I now have a thing now. I now have a thing to strive for, which is to save my girlfriend. That's mental growth number 1. Like he still gets his ass kicked, but he's not going to run away. He actually has something to properly fight for. Valhalla. Actually no, before Valhalla, there's this whole fight with this game called Mobius,
Morbius?
and Draka gets fucking stabbed. He's like, okay, it's time to, he's trying to take him to the hospital. And then here's the second part key of mental growth. The person who made him become fearful, made him like kind of lost his confidence in fighting, he properly beat him. And, like he may put him in a rear naked, he put him in a whole rear naked choke, but still, he beat him. Then Valhalla, there's he said like there was only like 150 Toman members versus I think like 200. I think like over 200 or 300 Valhalla members, and like everyone's just about everyone was getting their ass kicked, but somehow Takamichi was able to boost everyone's morale. So it's like he's not particularly strong, but he's able to make everyone else around him strong.
That's
And then in Black Dragon, okay, this is spoiler alert, please fucking mute me.
for how many fans out there? I mean, it's just you and.
I mean, for those who are anime onlys.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Um,
one's better than nothing.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. That's true.
I think at this point, I don't think anyone really cares. Not like saying that no one cares about the story, which there's a lot of people that don't.
Eh,
No offense, but I think it's just kind of like I don't know. I think our fan base, if we have any fans, that honestly,
Slowly
probably
but
just
surely.
know us that well that it's like they're expected to get spoiled on.
Like, where's my daily Tokyo Revengers coming up? Like, you mean
Yeah,
this
Revengers?
is
No, I mean
he's
Tokyo
probably
Revengers.
like there's like two things, like there's two titles. There's the normie, which is either gonna be Kuro Dog Boy. Then there's like the dude who comes then like
I
okay
never
say this
feel.
like okay
I,
so it's this like the slowly corrupting normie, which is Kuro.
I,
The person who's always late to the party, Dog Boy. And then there's me, who is the Tokyo Revengers defender.
yeah,
what a
basically.
foul
I mean,
title!
I hate that how spot on he was on with that.
What a title!
But hey, when I do show up to the party, it's a hell of a time. Am I
Hey,
right?
Then we usually have to and then we have to usually catch you up on stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately.
eh,
But that's basically my whole life in general. Everybody always had to catch me up on shit. But
no problem.
So Valhalla arc. Uh, I think we all saw that clip of Takemichi trying to fight, but I think I'll show the clip. Tokyo Avenger.
I mean, we'll be out by about 2:30, so as we'll wrap it up
yeah,
if we that's the limit we're
uh,
going to go to today, or we're going to
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
get before the 2:30 limit because I know y'all want
yeah,
us to go to sleep.
yeah. So Valhalla. So like, basically, Takemichi did the equivalent of a battle cry, and it basically had like everyone else was is now back to being like it's getting up now. It's like, okay, I'm ready for the fight now. And now, Black Dragon. No, it's only just like a few people against Taiju, and that kind, and him constantly taking many hits from Taiju. Keep in mind, like like this man. I'll show a picture. I'll copy paste this like that. That's one of the impressive things.
Nothing, no friends I could open up to, nobody to love. I was all alone. Alone.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
whoa.
fucking stop.
Alone,
I'm sorry.
alone, alone.
But yeah.
And then and then
My God, don't be such a shonen protagonist.
How could this happen
ironically,
to
I think it's
me?
not shonen.
Maybe
Is
a
it?
dark shonen, or maybe a sanin.
Yeah, what? News.
But basically, so it's like take two things from Black Dragon during the whole Christmas conflict. Two things. One, he brung Taiju to his knees.
It's
You know, with just
published
a
in
simple
Shonen Magazine. I mean, it could be kind of like with Chainsaw Man. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
yeah,
Chainsaw Man.
it's probably that.
Yeah, it's probably like it's very heavily seinen, but it's still very much light enough for a younger audience to deal with.
But like two things happen. One, he brung Taiji to his knees with a simple punch to the jaw, and two, he gave Hakai the courage to fight his brother because he was originally going to join Black Dragon. show a pic of
Pickard never happened.
Okay, so and this is where so like after Mikey got done kicking the one kicking Taiju, he basically said this, like you're strong mentally. It's like because the worst battle to lose against is your own self. Like we saw that before. We saw that with Takemichi in chapter fucking 1.
Yeah,
And
Um,
because
I'm
you
trying to
mentioned
find the
Chainsaw Man,
fucking
so
chapter.
I brought
yeah.
this up.
Oh yeah. I
And
bet.
Yeah, I came
later
across
on
this.
Tenjuku, which is easily my second favorite which is home to some of my second favorite panel in all in the whole manga, which is basically this. It's only like 400. I saw that on on Satan's Twitter.
Christ Roberts, Chainsaw Man. Yeah, but go on.
But
Yeah.
but
I wanna oh that
but it's like
actually is true.
400 Tenjuku members versus 50 Tomen members. And
Mm,
basically he was acting as president
fuck yeah.
because Mikey and Draken were devastated by Emma's death, and the other one was and the other strongest fighters, Smiley and Mitsuya, were badly injured. They were in fucking wheelchairs.
Damn. From what I hear, what people kind of, you know, like suggest probably would have made Tokyo Revengers look better, other than like Takemichi, you know, not getting his ass kicked every other fight. Uh, was that like it probably should have ended at when he saved his girlfriend.
Yeah, in Shinjuku, and I started to agree with them.
I feel a butt coming on.
It was like I did, however, they should have put Brahmin if they were going to do the Brahmin arc and I think the Botan arc. Actually, no, they should have got rid of the Botan arc and did Brahmin. Because because um because I wouldn't mind seeing another arc, to be perfectly honest with you.
Right. I think he probably kept the mangaka kept going, because of probably his contract or something with Shonen. Um, and I think that's also probably the reason why like even My Hero Academia has kept going because of the probably like the contract or something. Because I know he's
Like
been wanting to end it for a while now. I think same with Oda. I think Oda has wanted to end it One Piece way long ago, but still kept going because it was so popular.
I mean, Akira Toriyama made it up as he went along.
I mean, yeah, with Dragon Ball, yeah. In some ways it helps, in some ways it didn't. But
But yeah, the ending kind of left a bitter taste in my mouth.
yeah, and another thing too is like I think I remember hearing that's what also contributes to a lot of like bad endings to a lot of good mangas, like Tokyo Ghoul. I know the manga he was sick and tired of working on it, so he said, fuck you guys, I'm ending this shit. Um, and same with I think with Attack on Titan, the manga had been rushed. Uh,
Um, I funny enough, about the whole Dark Impulse thing, I think it was actually hinted at Black Dragon as well. Like in chapter 109, they kind of hinted at it, so I wouldn't be that surprised. However, there was gonna like you should have gave Mikey should have just left, like could have just up and disappeared and left Takamichi a tape. You know, like could have been like 2 months from now or something like that. Here's the here's the page where I was talking about. Like 2 or 3 and gave Takamichi that voice tape about Dark Impulse. And that could have been a better way of storytelling.
Yeah, that probably could have been a better way to approach it. Um,
Yeah, because I didn't mind Brahmin nor the final arc until the fucking ending.
the ending is
But
paramount.
but back to Tenjuku. Some of its strongest members of Tomen, but a lot of people were saying like, hey, with the help of Mitsuya and Smiley was like, dude, like saying like, hey, Takamichi is going to still do this, whether you like it or not. So you might as well just help him, even if there's only like 50 of them.
Yeah, I got nothing really to say about this, but we're gonna
I
go to
got
wrap
nothing
up
either.
soon.
Sorry,
Sorry,
I have.
Scratch. I know
Yeah,
I
I've got dropped off.
yeah, I know you like just took your Revengers that
I
was only made for you.
this
But
is what I'm known as, the fucking Tokyo Revengers defender, kids.
Yeah, I know only you like Tokyo Revengers, but we have to revenge our time to sleep. So,
Yeah,
yeah, your
I'll
I'm
turn.
only
I'll
four, so I
cut it
don't know.
quick. Final arc. Basically, Takamichi kind of gained like his kind of gained the courage to actually start fighting again. Where,
Hell yeah,
is it? Where the fuck is it? I know it's before Hey Dude.
hey dude, hey dude.
That's actually the chapter's name.
Oh, hey dude,
Yeah.
I like those shoes. Hey dudes are kind of really cool. Uh,
Okay, so here it is. Okay. I showed this before, by the way. And
Oh, okay.
and he punched Kikucho, sending him fucking flying.
Punch him in his cucooch
send him back in time.
by punching him in his cucooch.
And it's just like everyone was just basically saying like this kind of stuff is expected. Like he was the only one. No, he brought Taiji to his knees. He was the only person who was standing on the Tenjuku incident in the Tenjuku conflict. So this kind of stuff is going to be expected.
All right,
And
and
by the way, in that fight, it's 500 Kanto Manji members versus 50 Tomen members.
anyways,
Yeesh.
we gotta wrap this up.
All right, everyone.
Um,
Sorry
Alright.
about yeah.
don't worry.
Tokyo
Hey,
Revengers Defender
You'll get another
has to
Tokyo
defend it.
Revengers defending to do next
yeah,
next week.
honestly, it's like there are worse things out there to be a fan of. Really,
Mm-hmm.
like Velma.
Oh my god, stop.
or
I would much rather have sex with a xenomorph than watch that fucking show.
hey, leave it to the R34 artists. They'll probably make that help. But yeah,
The ones
let's
that are
end this
listening
for
to this
tonight.
chat right now, or right now crafting your
All of our
character.
appropriate social media will be there as well if Kuro remembers it.
No,
And yeah.
I just want okay. I just want to say some final things. Yeah, Dogboy, you Mr. Dilbert Ryder gets canceled. You probably heard about that.
Oh no, I did not hear about that.
Oh, yeah, just guys listen to the podcast again. You're just saying, he lived in black neighborhoods and they had problems. Even Don Lemon says that black neighborhoods had problems too. So and then he's
Like
getting canceled.
and I brought up the Chris Rock comic bit between black people versus gamers.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I saw my video on like Mark Dice's videos and stuff like that. Also, I think he was selling a shirt was saying I love white people. So I mean, you can't wear that in certain places, of course, because that'll offend some people. You know, every
Oh,
black person is wearing I like white people T-shirt with whatever's going on. So there's always next time we'll
Yeah,
talk
I
about
thought,
that.
and I also, like I said, I also brought up the Chris Rock bit of like black people versus gamers, and I'm using gamer for the other word.
Uh, to also just kind of to speed up the segments. I have a Cartoon Network in Canada called Teletoon, but that's shutting down after on the 28th for every Canadian who has
No.
that we have our own Cartoon Network. That is now going. So now Teletoon is going to turn into Cartoon Network. So we will be now Americanized. So now we get Cartoon Network after like 27 years since
'Cause, like,
1997.
at last.
Yeah, we finally get to join you guys and saying we watch Cartoon Network too
Well,
in
the
Canada.
grass is not particularly greener here.
Yeah, no, you a little bit too little, too late.
We missed the good stuff.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you might get lucky and they'll actually, rerun some of the oldie goldies.
That's for Boomerang, though. Unfortunately.
Crap baskets.
And last but not least, yeah, Naruto. Within Sony State of Play, there's the Resident Evil demo, which is
Yeah,
coming out soon. Everyone, we all know that Resident
yeah,
Evil 4. And Naruto and Boruto. Uh, a game Naruto with Boruto. So if you want to get back into your Naruto button mashing circle mindless games, and run around in an arena, and then play as like top tier ninjas and beat your friends and be like, I'm the best because I play as hack ninjas. Then yeah, they are
Yeah,
coming out with
if
Naruto
you want to play
Boruto.
like your typical like fucking arena fighter, like go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I think CyberConnect 2 is just say, hey, we're getting money to make another game. We'll slap Boruto on it and then put that game back out there again.
yeah. Because everybody loves Baruto.
Yeah, exactly. I
He's so great. He's so amazing.
I might have
Oh
to.
yeah,
I
oh
think
yeah.
like
The only
you,
thing I know
Overlord.
about Boruto is Ishiki.
I think like you, Overlord. That one of my friends, I think he enjoys Baruto, but he's like the only person that I know that does. So yeah,
I
like I
have
said, there are worse things to be a fan of.
I have a guy in the chat who wrote a Naruto fanfic. I mean, who hasn't written a Naruto fanfic? He's not in the chat now, but he normally
I
joins
mean,
me
I
on
read
stream.
Naruto Dojins.
I read a Naruto dojin during a social reading once. where
Yeah, I
yeah,
think I was there for that one.
yeah. So
That was so
so
horrible.
yeah. So if I need to know anything about Naruto, I can just ask Moth, and he'll tell me everything I need to know about the terrible, terrible Naruto uh series going on, or watch or watch the CJ Dechamp this
Oh
episode.
yeah.
Yeah, I've watched this already
Yeah,
with my
that's the
brother.
only thing I really know about Boruto, and the whole fight with him in Naruto versus Boruto. And then he fucking slaps Boruto's Rasengan out of the way, like, get the shit out of my face.
Yeah, so I have seen this video. Uh,
That's the only thing I know about like Boruto. That fight in Ishiki.
and for anyone else who needs to know where it is, it's Ishiki the Tormentor. So a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah, so basically that is it for everything to kind of speed it up and stuff like that. We had a good podcast, really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it went
that's
over.
pretty good.
It was okay to go over. It was okay to go over the 2 hour and 30 mark because we had lots to talk about. And so
Yes.
Yeah, we had some fairly juicy topics to talk about today,
next week
which
Yep,
is
we won't
great.
even have anything to
yep, and
talk
all
about.
now we have to do is wait to be canceled.
Oh right. Oh yeah, we joined the Hogwarts Legacy thing, and now they can use that site. Did they stream Hogwarts Legacy? Well, no, but we could have.
Oh,
We
good.
did it in our
Yeah.
minds.
I'm pretty
All right.
sure like none of like Kuro doesn't own the game.
I'm not gonna own that game. I don't believe in the wizard thing. I'm anti-wizard.
Yeah, because I also think your mom would get on your case as well.
Yeah, but I thank her for not letting me get involved with this wizard thing. So now I don't have to join in any side of this. I can watch from the
I
hills
envy you.
and see the world burn. I think
I actually watched this one Gus Johnson clip. If I remember, that's that the dude? And he said like he was playing a skit, it's like saying like I never watched Star Wars. And it's just like I envy those people.
I think
Yeah,
that's I think that's a wrap.
I used to be really big on Harry Potter when I was a kid, and uh, fucking Star Wars. I kind of into it. Sorry, I'm running on fumes right now. So yeah,
Yeah, I
let's wrap this
know.
up.
I'm trying to end this off.
Yeah, I already had I had some tea before I even got here.
I'm trying to end this off. But you guys
I haven't
keep
been
But
listening.
going
yeah,
on.
all of our appropriate socials will be on the link in the description below.
Mm-hmm.
This episode, and yeah, that's it, everyone. Be sure to follow Kuro on Twitch so we can have more goodness. And remember, it's every other Saturday. So
See you in 2 weeks,
yeah, so see you in
and hopefully I'll
see
be
you
here
in,
on time.
see you in fucking March 25th.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's 18th. You jumped.
No, you said it was every other week. I meant every other Saturday. I mean,
Yeah, 18th. It's not this
yeah.
11, so it's 18th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18.
Unless I have a church convention coming in sometime soon. I don't know.
Or
Whatever. There's something coming
Yeah.
up. But we'll remember this. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Let
Hi.
me do this properly because last time I blew up my own eardrums.